Ready to go. Ready to go. We will talk with John Sarianides. He's from New England Football Journal. He was in San Fran. He landed late last night. We'll have him on the show today, and we'll get his reaction and what happened to the Patriots in Super Bowl 60 losers. And today was the fallout. It was the last day. Everybody cleans out their lockers. They do their final interviews of the year, and then we just speculate now going forward. And that's what we'll start tonight with our opening take, presented by Super Service Today. And again, opening take presented by Super Service Today. When your heat or hot water goes out, waiting isn't an option. Super Service Today's warehouse in Danvers. It's stocked, everybody. I've been there. It's a beautiful place right over there. Got water heaters, furnaces, boilers, heat pumps, and they offer same-day replacement, whatever it takes, day or night, always done right. Contact Super Service Today at superservicetoday.com. And I'm telling you, if you get any issues, Tim is the guy to talk to. Tell him Joe Murray sent you. They'll bring somebody out. And don't mess around, because it sounds like we're getting another 3 to 5 inches tonight. And I don't know where we're going to start putting the snow. Imagine if there was a parade today or tomorrow. No. I don't know what they would have done with it all. But just lead off take is Drake Maye spoke about his shoulder. I got the sniffer out, everybody. I don't want to rattle cages. I don't want to spark conspiracies. I don't want to be somebody that, is stoking the fire that this thing could be worse. But can we really just take Drake Maye and the Patriots at their word about this? Oh, Joe, you're just trying to start it. He said his shoulder's fine. He said his shoulder was fine for 2 weeks, guys. Now, I've watched the game again. I watched it again. I think Drake Maye was giving some things away. I think Seattle even said that, and we'll get into that in just a little bit. But Drake Maye said he injured his shoulder, his throwing shoulder, in the AFC Championship game. He'll rest it. It won't require surgery this offseason. And I get it. Sometimes you need to rest the shoulder to see if the inflammation goes down, and if things look better, everything's fine. I get all that. And I'm not going to speculate if it's his AC joint or if it's his rotator cuff or whatever it is in that shoulder, but there's a lot of things you can do when you hurt a shoulder, and I'm not going to be a doctor over here and tell you what it is, but the fact that the guy runs and doesn't know how to slide, it can impact his shoulder, right? You could fall down a certain way. You can lean on your elbow. You can hurt your shoulder. You can hurt your shoulder throwing. You can hurt your shoulder doing a lot of things. You can sit in a position for too long and you can hurt your shoulder. You can hurt your shoulder. You can get mouse shoulder by sitting like me right now, just holding a mouse, because it's real. And I've had it before because I'm lazy and I sit at a computer all day and I'm like, why does my shoulder hurt? And it's because I have mouse shoulder. So all I'm trying to say is, the shoulder won't require surgery. But for 2 weeks, he told us he was fine, and I just didn't think he was fine. That's what I think. I watched the game. I thought it was in his head. I don't think he was moving like he usually does. I don't think he moved to spots like he usually did. I don't think he was as accurate as he was. And granted, all playoff long, he wasn't accurate. So just to sit here and say he got hurt in the championship game, that might be the story they're all going with, because we know how this thing works. With injury reports, you got to put that stuff on there. I would love to just hear Drake Maye say he injured his shoulder, he's not having surgery, and he'll be fine. But there are many athletes, if I kept it to football, fine, I'll do that. But I just remember Rafael Devers, same thing. Didn't need surgery, should have had it, didn't, had one of the worst starts, and look at him now. There are some guys that should have had surgery and they didn't. There just are. We're hearing about baseball guys who showed up today and now they're going to be out 4 to 6 months, like Rendon, right? I just heard that today. I know that's baseball, this is football, but in that sport, a shoulder is a big deal, especially when it's your quarterback, a 23-year-old quarterback. I'll say this, take the shoulder out of it. Drake Maye played his final year at UNC and did everything he could for that team. He entered the NFL draft. He did every single workout. He was drafted number 3 overall, and he went right to camp. He was working out. He was battling with Jacoby Brissett, and then he became the starter. And you know what happened? He ended the year injured. He ended the year not playing. Then he has the entire season. He's the guy ready to go. There was a clear runway for him, no competition. Got sacked how many times? But put up huge numbers. And an MVP campaign. He was absolutely outstanding. But there's no doubt about it. The playoff numbers, things went down. They got worse. The yards per game got worse. His play got worse. But everyone would say, oh, well, he can still run the ball. Well, he didn't necessarily do that in the Super Bowl. I don't know anything. I don't have sources. I try to talk to people. I don't know what the medicals are on his shoulder. All I can tell you is this. The Patriots ended the season, a Super Bowl season, with their quarterback with a shoulder injury. It's the second year in a row that the Patriots quarterback is ending the season with an injury. They need to protect him. And yesterday I said they need to protect him from himself at times. I think him speaking about it was not good for the Patriots today. And I appreciate accountability. I do. I appreciate him being the leader and being out there. But in back-to-back days, he talked about getting shot up in his shoulder, and he said he won't require surgery. And I'm supposed to believe these things? You all are believing those things? Again, I'm not trying to stir the pot. I'm not trying to bring panic. I'm not trying to do all that. But I've been around long enough. And you guys have been around this long enough. It's just rest. That's it. He's just going to rest and that's going to heal everything and Drake May's just going to be fine and there's nothing to see here? Again, I have no sources on it. I just don't feel good about it. And the sniffer's out. There's got to be more to this. There's got to be more. And I'll look it up. I'll look up guys with shoulder injuries. I'll look to see who's had them, who's had surgery, who hadn't. I got all off season for that. I got all off season. But today, to just sit here and be like, yeah, nothing to see here, I just can't buy it. I can't buy it. Drake May was sacked an NFL record 21 times during the Patriots' 4 games this year. Remember Bo Nix, guy who didn't play in the AFC Championship game? He was sacked 22 times the entire season, including the playoffs. He got beat up, man. I actually want to credit Drake May for his resilience, taking these hits, being the quarterback and putting up those numbers, doing it week in and week out. It's really impressive. It really is. And, you know, that's something I think Tom Brady was special at, right? He missed 1 season his entire career. Brady was special. Hall of Fame special, all-time special. I know Drake May wants to be out there, and the only thing that's held him back is concussions, which is a serious in the league, and of course, down for the future. But I'm concerned about that shoulder. I can't just let it go. Just off-season rest, nothing to see here. Guy was crushed. Hit multiple times. Would throw beautiful passes, get hit while throwing. There's a lot of people out there that think Drake May will rebound from the Super Bowl nightmare, and I think he will too. But I have concerns about a shoulder for a 23-year-old quarterback who takes a lot of hits. And again, not trying to stir the pot or scare you all. Today everybody's going home. And you just feel good about that? Because I don't. And that's my big takeaway today. I think there's more to the shoulder thing than we know. And maybe there'll be some reporting. I don't know if reporters will be able to get anything because everybody's left today. They're all gone. But I got the sniffer out. I think there's more to it. And when Joe, what do you mean by more to it? Is it an AC joint? Is it his shoulder rotator cuff? Is it a muscle in his shoulder? What was it? What is it? If it's just muscles, yep, that's all it takes. It's just rest. But is it more? Guy's 23 years old, everybody. He's tough as nails. He went through an entire 30-week season of football. Made it all the way to the Super Bowl, played in it. but I do think it affected his play. And I hope he can rebound from a Super Bowl loss. I think he will. But I just can't sit here today and tell you nothing to see here with that shoulder. Your thoughts at 617-779-0985. Mike Vrabel also talked about Will Campbell today. I did want to get into that. But the defense for the Seahawks, we're mentioning some things regarding Drake Maye and his tendencies. I wanted to get into that, and you'll also hear from Drake Maye himself coming up. On the other side, we got Skaz here tonight, and your calls. We're here till 10 o'clock. We're on YouTube as well. You're listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub.
More Joe Murray coming up on The Sports Hub.
coming in, first of all, and talking
Yeah.
to us and making the time for us.
Yeah, no, last year was a little bit different case, just with compared to this year, just the coaches and stuff. So
Different dynamics,
Yeah.
too, But looking ahead, physically, I think one question is just where are you physically in terms of, can you say, like, you won't need any surgery or anything going forward to set yourself up for the off-season to have a full off-season?
yeah, just get some time off. Time off. Time's the best healer, and definitely just need time off. Nothing that needs any thing to be done. Just some time away and time to get some rest and just time away from football.
Just needs time. Time will be the best healer, It's like me, Skaz, I twist my ankle. Don't worry about it. No big deal there, It's just time will heal it, And then 2 weeks go by and I'm still limping around, No, it's getting better, man. It's getting better, man. And then finally it's better, but it always just, it always just comes back to get you every once in a while. Now, I understand when you're a 23-year-old kid, these things heal, and maybe it's a bruise or whatever. My only thing is, if it's a bruise, why are you getting a cortisone shot? I need a lot of answers on this one. Like, Drake May needed a cortisone shot to play in the Super Bowl after saying for 2 weeks that the shoulder was fine. I just make it make sense, I guess. And then his arm was numb all game and wasn't throwing the ball well. I can't sit here and tell you I think the shoulder's fine. You all, hey, they're all going home, and the season's over for you all, and you're going to start thinking about the Red Sox and the Celtics, and I'm going to be worried about, up at night, Drake May's shoulder. Was he going to sleep on it the wrong way? Was he just not going to throw all summer long? Because I've heard people do that, too, before. And then what? They have camp, and all of a sudden we find out Drake May's not throwing at camp? Could that happen? Because, yes, this is panic time. If there's something with the shoulder, have it looked at now. That's the way at least I'd look at it. But they want to tell us there's nothing to see here. It's just time. It's just healing. That's all it is. And I can't buy it. I wish I could say, hey, Joe, what about Drake's shoulder? Yep, he's fine. He's fine. We did that for how long? We did that for 2 weeks during a Super Bowl run. Hey, what do you think of Drake's shoulder? Well, they're saying he's fine, man. He's good to go. He's fine. Did he look fine? Did he look fine? Your thoughts at 617-779-0985. Skaz, am I being hyperbolic? Am I freaking out over here? Am I setting off alarms? Am I making this a panic situation? Or do you think that they're keeping it the same as is? Yeah, he'll be fine. It's just the shoulder. Because I don't know. I've seen shoulder injuries before, Skaz. These things linger. Oh, time though. Time heals everything. Are you worried?
I mean, have you seen a shoulder injury that affects the guy the next season though?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I gotta look into this.
A 23-year-old shoulder that affects him the next season. I mean, he was obviously something was going on there. I would vehemently disagree with nothing. Much to do about nothing. I think that was factually incorrect. I think that's been proven at this point. I think Drake May himself.
Now that you said that,
has said that.
Now that you've said that,
yes.
There's nothing to see here regarding the shoulder.
Well, no, it's injured. It's got to heal, Joe.
It just needs time. That's it.
Well, they're telling us he doesn't need surgery, so some R&R, a little rest.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Just look, maybe massage therapist.
If surgery was involved, I can do the sky is falling a little bit more. But a 22, 23-year-old that doesn't need surgery, he's just banged up after his first full season. Going into the playoffs, tough conditions, all that. Yeah, I'm sure his shoulder is pretty hurt.
So you're buying that it's just the time?
I'm buying that he was injured.
Okay. Well, if he did have surgery, that would be concerning, I guess.
Or would you feel better, Joe? Because he was really hurt then.
I got to think about that one. Because right now I'm still on the I'm not buying it, that it's just time. But if it's an AC joint, that is a rehab situation. That is a, 4 to 6 months, 4 months, whatever it is. And he'd be back. He'd be back for the season. Would I like that? Ooh. Because I like the way he throws downfield. I like his arm strength. I would prefer no surgery, Skaz, if I'm really being honest here. I think no surgery healing would be the best outcome. And maybe that's what they've agreed to at this point. Maybe he's had multiple decisions on it and that they're just going to. I'm just saying it doesn't mean it's gonna just be healed. And now we have something to monitor. It was concussions and turnovers. Right? Now it's how's the shoulder? Is he going to run? Is he still sped up from the offensive line? Drake Maye closed out his final press conference today saying, I promise to do my best to work hard and get us back in these moments once again. Drake Maye says he's looking forward to being in the same offense for a second straight year. That's good. That's a positive. The sky's the limit for us, says Drake Maye today. Well, I guess I haven't thought about that question, Skaz. What would I rather have, surgery or this? I think I'd rather not have surgery and see what happens. Let's hear from you guys. 617-779-0985. We got John. He's in Taunton. What's up, John?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good, bud.
I would just want to get your take. So Drake Maye's obviously hurt going and leaving the AFC champion. Got 2 weeks to prepare. When he gets to the game, he's playing like dog crap. We pay for a backup quarterback. Do you guys think they should have let him get a couple drives in, see if he can help us up the field? Or what's your take on it?
So I'll say this, John. I think if it was another quarterback that was like struggling, you could consider it. Or someone who took reps during the week, right? I just think in that game you were going with Drake Maye and that's it.
Even with him being hurt, knowing we don't give him no snaps, we don't prepare him for the moment.
Yeah, and I'll just say this. If they made it a thing all week, like, hey, Josh Dobbs got just as many snaps as Drake Maye, then I'd probably call for it. But it was Drake Maye the entire time. And listen, if it was built like that, like, hey, we're making sure that Josh Dobbs is ready to go, I would have at least considered it. But it was going to be Drake Maye or nothing.
I hear that. All right, thank you for your time.
All right, bro. Appreciate you. And yes, I will tell you that I'd rather Drake Maye at whatever percentage than Josh Dobbs. So I think they made the right choice on that one, Skaz. I think I would rather Drake Maye at whatever percentage than Josh Dobbs.
You didn't want the passionate out there in the Super Bowl, Joe?
No, but Tommy DeVito in the fourth quarter, though. That's my boy. Imagine if they were one score game. Oh,
cutlets to the rescue, Joe.
Imagine the cutlets after that. I'd want one that was beat with a mallet, breaded up big time, like the size of my face. I love myself a chicken cutlet. Jackson is in Leominster. Hey, Jackson.
Hello, sir. How's it going? Are you having a good night?
I hope you are.
I was just wanted to discuss, what are your thoughts on trading for Max Crosby if we end up doing that?
I would love Max Crosby on the Patriots. What's it going to take?
I would say a few draft picks and definitely a star player like Demario Douglas or something.
Well, that won't do it. No, you'd probably have to trade your first-round pick, which would be 31. You might have to give him a starter, like a Michael Nwenu or a starter. I don't know, Christian Barmore? Would you do that?
I mean, I think that would work. Because I heard that he wanted to play for Mike Vrabel, and I think it'd be worth our while because we need a good edge rusher.
Well, he's very good, and he could help any team, and he would certainly help the Patriots. Are the Patriots in a position to give up all those assets for him?
Yeah.
Well, I can only hear myself in the background. Sorry, bud. What do you think, Skaz, on that one? I think it would be 31, a starter. I'm just throwing out Christian Barmore. I'm just throwing it out.
Can we get a lineman first before we start trading away first-round picks for a defensive end?
I agree with you.
Almost 30-year-old defensive end. And Max Crosby's great. Don't get me wrong. I like that he's basically begging to be on the Patriots, almost pathetically so, but I appreciate it as a Patriots fan. But can we worry about maybe, an offensive lineman or two?
I won't dismiss
maybe
the
another
fact that
tight end.
Won't dismiss the fact that he is great.
Very good.
It would help the Patriots. But I think the number one priority is Drake May. Protection. That's it. It's the number one priority. And you could protect them in different ways. You mentioned the tight end. They could help him there. David Njoku, I saw, was a guy that was available, who I think Mike Vrabel was a consultant of the tight ends. I know there's been people who've battled me before about his involvement with the tight ends. But yes, he was a consultant on the Browns staff. And they know each other very well. We got Justin. He's in Dedham. What's going on, Justin? You're on the Sports Hub.
Hey, Joe. What's going on? First, I just want to say I appreciate everything you do, and I really enjoy listening to you. The first time I was listening to you is when Mayo got fired, and I'm like, this is my guy to listen to.
I've been here a whole year since.
Hey, I just wanted to let you know, I had an AC joint problem in my right shoulder, and it's no joke. It's a painful, painful thing.
Yep.
And even if you get the shot, it helps you move it a little bit, but there's like no feeling there. So I just want to say, I know the feeling of that, and it's not great.
What's the recovery?
So
is it surgery or time? What is it?
No, well, mine was a major sprain before I actually tore, and the recovery was 5 months.
So you had a sprain, but you kept playing or doing things with it, and then you needed surgery.
No, I know. I lay low, and it was horrible, but it was I just lay low for 5 months.
No, but
I did it by
you got an X-ray and you saw a tear, and then it was
that's what the doctor said because I did it by lifting the wrong way, and you could do it by falling or anything, and the doctor just said I was in a lot of pain, and my doctor said it was an AC joint sprain, and it was a major one before the tear happened.
So you were working out.
And it was 5 months. Yeah.
Wow, and you did it by working.
It was 5 months. It was 5 months, not really doing a lot with my right shoulder, so I understand the pain of it, and the shots don't really. It's a Band-Aid, and it's not a miracle thing.
And how do you feel now?
Much better.
Is it still any issues or any?
No, here and there with weather. That's with any injury that you have in life. But again, at the end of the day, you just got to take care of it and just stop thinking about it so much.
Has it hurt your shot at McGolf?
I'm pretty bad at McGolf. Pretty bad.
Me too. They got great ice cream.
I started playing golf last year, and I'll tell you what, I'm pretty bad.
Yep, me too, man. Join the club.
But I'll hang up, Joe. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Appreciate you. All right, an AC joint specialist. There we go. Let's not take any more calls.
You're at 634 on your bingo card for that one.
No more on that. It could be a tear. Could be a lot of things. But I got the sniffer out. Would I rather him heal than have surgery? Yes. 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 How about Scott in the car? Scott.
Hey, Joe. Two things. One is I can only imagine that, this $8 billion franchise has the best medical team inspecting a shoulder, right? So I think we're good there on trusting the doctor staff and all that. But two, with that line this weekend, would Tom Brady in his prime have won that game? With the pressure that May was under, would Brady have won that game?
I will say this. I think that the game plan that they had was for Darnold to screw it up. And I think that Brady could have managed the offense to where Darnold would have had enough time to screw it up. What I mean by screw it up is turn it over. Do I think they would win? Honestly, dude, probably not. But I think it would be much closer with a chance.
Yeah, I just think that line was like the Giants line that Brady couldn't beat. He was under pressure, couldn't perform. They had no time. Even if he had a good shoulder, I don't know that he's winning that game. I don't think Brady in his prime is.
Yeah, my only pushback. See, that this is a hypothetical now, right?
Yeah,
I just think that Brady would have definitely moved the ball more.
Yeah, Drake's legs got some yards that Brady wouldn't have. But hypothetical. But that defense killed the Patriots. The line was the issue more than Drake's shoulder.
I think in reality, I could sit here and tell you that the better team won for sure in this Super Bowl.
Yep.
Just the Brady thing would make it closer.
For sure.
Okay, we agree. Thank you.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, Brady would have won that Super Bowl. He's no Brady. What do you think on that, Skaz? Well, now we're doing hypotheticals.
Yeah, well, I don't do hypotheticals, Joe. I'm not a what ifs guy.
Yeah.
You know.
I left it with Brady would have made it closer.
Yeah, what if they had Brady and Gronk and Darrell Revis
And Edelman.
Yeah, imagine if they had Chandler Jones.
Well, remember we did on a social, we did if you could add one player to the team. Mine was Dante Hightower.
Mine was Nate Solder. I think you could have used him.
Yeah.
Could have used him.
Isn't that funny? I'm trying to think of what were the other names that people mentioned.
Revis was one of them.
Revis was they wouldn't
because it was the 14 team, right?
Yeah,
that's what we were doing.
It was Solder.
Solder
was the answer.
He was a monster.
Like I love Dante Hightower.
He was like 6'6". He was a house.
Solder would have been the guy to help out. So there you go, Skaz. You were right.
Retroactively, but we'll take it.
But you know what? Anytime that I can say, Skaz, you were right.
Not often.
It's a win.
Not often.
It is a win. All right, let's hit the headline here. Mike Vrabel on left tackles. Hey, we had Rob Ninkovich calling out of nowhere last night to give us his scoop on his thoughts on Will Campbell. Why don't we hear what Mike Vrabel had to say today? And I see all you guys lined up on the phones. We'll get to you next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Sports Hub headlines presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, well, the Patriots had their wrap-up day, cleaning out their lockers. Drake May says his shoulder's fine. We'll hear what Mike Vrabel had to say about Will Campbell coming up in
This season has been looked at and scrutinized.
Just like everybody's has, you know what I mean? Like, that's what you had.
Yeah.
When you sign up to play left tackle, you sign up to play corner, you sign up to play quarterback, you sign up to be the head coach. You get judged, you get scrutinized. Will's 22 years old. He's our left tackle. He'll get better. He'll get stronger. There's moments where he played well, moments where he blocked a guy. There's plays he'd like to have back. We're not moving Will to guard or to center or to tight end or anywhere else. So I don't know what to tell you.
Gaz here tonight. It's just us. I see Jake back there. He just did the off-air show. Sometimes I just want to know what you guys talked about back there because they're doing a whole show over there while we're on. And so it's like, hey, are they listening to them or are they listening to us? And sometimes I don't know. So why don't you just tell everybody who didn't listen what happened over there, Jake?
We had a very heated debate about the Celtics and paying the tax. That was the first half of the show. We also talked about...
Could anybody... how'd that go?
Felger, and I'm actually looking this up now because Felger's whole point is that the Celtics should just pay the money to be the tax because there's no penalty outside of monetary value for being a repeater tax team. And I'm looking that up, and it seems like that's correct. I'm looking at a Substack right now from...
But you can't get, buyouts and make trades with
that's only for the apron.
Value and all that stuff.
I thought that
only
too.
The apron.
But it seems like might only be for the apron. So if that's the case, the only reason why the Celtics got underneath the luxury tax was because they didn't want to pay the money. They would have had to pay, according to
$500 million compared to $200 million.
The tax penalty would have been $45 million. But because they got underneath the luxury tax,
they don't pay it.
They don't pay it. They actually get money.
Oh wow!
Because the teams who are over the tax, that money goes into a pool, and then half the money is split to the teams who are not in the tax.
Oh, good.
This is such a headache. The CBA sucks.
Let's do it later. But that's what you guys spent your time on.
About San Francisco and the Super Bowl.
I was going to say, I heard a lot of penis talk.
We didn't. That was only on the not on the off-air show.
And Skaz, I think I told you I didn't. I saw a lot of ass. I didn't see a lot of penis.
There's a drop.
What I'm trying to say is, I saw more booty shaking than I did anything else. So I just wanted to share that in case anybody. I heard a lot about the penis.
A lot.
But I'm just trying to tell you, I didn't really notice that. I didn't notice penis. I noticed a lot of booty.
I noticed Jessica Alba.
I noticed Jessica Alba. I saw Lady Gaga.
A lot of shaking.
Oh, a lot of. You remember Rump Shaker? All I want to do is a zoom, 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 and a boom, boom. That's all I saw. There was a lot of boom, boom. Anyways, speaking of boom, boom, what's going on with Will Campbell? That's a weird transition right there. But Will Campbell did not talk to the media after the Super Bowl. And Mike Vrabel came out today and basically said he's not moving him. Mike Vrabel on Will Campbell. Will's 22 years old. He's our left tackle. He'll get better. He'll get stronger. We're not moving Will to guard, center, tight end, or anywhere else, as you just heard in the clip there. Will Campbell did speak, though, and said that he tore a ligament in his knee. He wasn't 100% for the playoffs, but said it's not an excuse. I could tell. I could definitely tell. And they, I don't want to, they kind of did rush him back, but Vidarian Lowe is your other option, and I think everybody was fine with what you saw. I will say this, overall grade for Will Campbell, I was fine with it. Were there some things I saw on Will Campbell that I noticed deficiencies? Strength was one of them. Arm length was something I saw. But for the most part, was he a good run blocker? Yes. Very good run blocker, and he can get to the second level very well. So, I see a lot of upside in Will Campbell. I think he's a guy that can be a lineman in this league for years. I don't know if it's tackle, but do I think he can play there? I do. But I saw this from PFF. There were 28 tackles who played at least 20% of the snaps. Will Campbell graded 28 of 28 in pass blocking and 27th overall. Woof. Woof. And I saw Jermaine Illuminor, who used to play for the Patriots. He wanted to get in on the whole arm length convo. He thinks it's stupid. Said it's nice to have long arms, sure, but in order to succeed at tackle in the NFL, you need to find your set. When he first became a starter, he tried to mimic all the great ones and tried to copy that, and it wasn't until he got to the Giants that he found out what worked for him. He says that Will Campbell's just a rookie. He's very bright. Y'all need to chill. I think Will Campbell has a pretty good footwork. Definitely. Because, I've seen him false start a few times where when he false starts, he kicks back, and it looks really good. Who's that guy on Barstool, Skaz? That always in the middle of the street just starts doing like pass blocking drills?
I believe that was former Indiana center Michael Kadick.
That guy rules. But sometimes whenever I saw Will Campbell false start, he would do those kind of drills, you know? So I know Will Campbell has good footwork. I just don't think he's a towering tackle. Like Morgan Moses, he's old, but he can play. Like he's a good tackle. But you brought up Nate Solder. Nate Solder had issues because he was thin. Like I think he was like 308. He needed to be like 315, but they liked those skinny tackles. Sebastian Vollmer was huge, right? He was a big dude. There was talks of Matt Light early in his career. Is he a tackle or guard? He settled in very well at tackle, but he struggled against the greats. Jason Taylor in particular. But Jason Taylor did that to a lot of tackles in the league. I think Will Campbell's going to be fine. They're definitely not moving him. But I do think he needs to get stronger. And he's got good footwork. He's well coached. I think he's going to get better. But I think putting somebody strong next to him can really impact his future. And when I gave you last night Joe Tooney, you need somebody nasty, man. Like the guy I have in my head was remember Will Compton? He played for the Pats in 01. That guy.
No.
Mike Compton. Sorry, Mike Compton. Will Compton's the
Titan.
Sorry. Happened a lot over the Super Bowl, the bad names.
Yeah, Marcus Stroud, I heard.
I do it all the time, though.
Is it Matt Casario, maybe?
Yeah, I do it too, though. I just did it. No, Mike Compton, he played for, they had to move him to center because Damian Woody couldn't snap that well. But that guy was nasty. Had a little dog in him. They need that guy. Hey, Ben's in Rhode Island. Ben.
Joey, baby.
How you doing?
My man, how are you? Happy New Year.
The voice of Rhode Island and the voice of Polar Park. How are you, sir?
That's right. Only 45 days to go, baby. We'll be ready. But I think the biggest thing that Drake May and Will Campbell and some of the other younger guys can do, I think the best thing they can do this offseason, believe it or not, would be to spend a little bit of time with you, go out, and put some weight on.
Yes.
They need to get a little beefy. Will Campbell really looked he looked noticeably thinner after his 4-week, recovery there towards the end of the season. And if you look at like Tom Brady in 2001, 2002, and compare him to 2004, 2005, Ted Harper, who's the team nutritionist, and all the other guys over there, they can get these guys up to a healthier weight, and I think that will make all the difference for them when it comes to stamina and the ability to take some of the hits and just be competitive.
So you think Will Campbell should eat some more saugus wings and get a little heavier?
He would be wise to reach out to you and say, teach me your ways, Joe Murray.
Well, listen.
Teach me your ways.
I know ways to gain weight, and I'd be happy to. You should have saw me and Jake eating all the Augustus chicken the other night when we were here during the Super Bowl. I was dipping, sir.
By the way, you guys should be winning a Marconi for your post-game coverage, you and Sir Dondero there. Excellent every week. You guys did a great job. It was probably one of the best seasons for post-game show, I think, this year, because you guys did such a great job with it. It was great. Overall, it was great. I loved it.
Well, you know what, Ben? I appreciate that. That's the first time we've heard someone say that to us this year.
Well, I'll be sure to call Mr. Radzik and give him a piece of my mind as well. So,
thanks, Ben. Good catching up, buddy.
See you at Polar Park.
See you soon, bud. Ben, everybody. The voice of Polar Park. We got to go out there someday, Skess. Get you over to Worcester.
Worcester.
Yeah, Worcester, exactly. A guy named Harvey Balls is the guy that made the smiley face.
I don't know if there's an S on that, but yeah.
Harvey Ball, excuse me. And it's a great area. There's a lot to eat over there next to a dispensary. And there's a Burger King across the street as well. Literally right across the street if you want to get yourself a nice little rodeo burger. I haven't thought about that with Will Campbell. Maybe he does need to gain a little weight.
You beef him up?
Because like maybe the knee thing, he got skinnier. Like, I don't know, was there enough Bakemas in there? He was eating during Bakemas. Do we need to break here or are we going to the top? I forget what we're doing.
We got a break, Joe.
All right, guys. I'm sorry. We'll take a quick break. I see you guys lined up on the phones. We'll take all your calls coming up next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5. You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5.
inevitable as we'll lose. Is that difficult to wrap your head around? I mean, you've been in the business for a long time, but it's going to be.
Yeah, I don't know if that's difficult today. I mean, there'll be some difficult decisions that we'll have to make, and we'll try to do them with the team's best interest in mind. And as always, that'll never change. Appreciate what they did and how they came together, and all the guys that came in from other places that maybe didn't start the year with us, and the different path and the different journey that each guy took.
All right, back here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. That was Mike Vrabel talking about some of the changes that are ahead. We'll get into all that. I see you guys line up on the phone lines, too. We'll just get right to you in a minute. We'll talk to John Sarianides from New England Football Journal, 8:20 tonight. He was in San Fran, all the coverage for the Patriots, so we'll get his thoughts on everything. I see our people in the chat. Some guy thinks that Drake Maye is mentally weak and then went on to compare him to Mac Jones, and I just wanted to put the kibosh on that one because you've already lost. I don't think he's mentally. Guys, you can't go 30 weeks of football and call somebody mentally weak. And I know it was hard for him out I know it was hard, but it's probably hard when they can't block, the weather's bad, and your shoulder hurts. So, my takeaway from Drake Maye this year is that the future is bright, and he's only going to get better from here. I hope.
Did you not see who Drake Maye was playing against in that game?
Oh, that was a very good defense.
No, but the quarterback on the other side.
Oh, that was Sam Darnold.
Yes. Maybe, give these guys some time. Maybe they don't figure it out right away. Maybe Drake Maye winning 14 games is ahead of where most of these guys at time. Maybe you look at Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield and you say, oh, maybe they do need good situations and solid players around them to be at their best, instead of saying, the 22-year-old kid didn't play that well against the best defense in the league, so he's mentally weak. But that's just how I look at it, Joe. Well, rationally.
I'm glad you brought that up. The league's going that way, right? I mean, I only heard a little of Felger Mouse on the way in today, but I think Felger said that he would rather take a Sam Darnold than a young, unproven kid because of the experience, and I tend to agree. In Sam Darnold's case, every team he has left, he's been outstanding. Every team. Scott in Rentham is on the line with us. Hello, Scott.
Hello, Joe Murray. How we doing?
How are you doing, man? How was San Fran?
San Fran, it was good. I thought we did really well out there. I thought the shows were all good. It's tough because it's three cities. They really shouldn't have the game. It's too spread out.
Yeah. Did you? I don't know if you're listening, but we had someone say that Drake Maye is mentally weak, and I didn't. I wanted to laugh at him and get on him.
They don't watch football.
Yeah. I mean, so you know how hard it is, man. But this kid played 30 weeks. Battled an injury, led the team, was a captain. I thought he had a great year, man.
He really did. I'm glad he kind of got emotional at the end because he's just so steady, even killed. And when you get emotional, it means it bothers you. The losing like that bugs you, and that's going to potentially drive him. And he and Mike are going to be great together, I think, for the future. We're ahead of the curve and all that. But sitting there in the car with Brody, we hear you have a Big John on. You got to ask him about KP football. We're gonna toss the rock this year or what?
I will do that. And I believe Brody sat next to our buddy Barry at the Super Bowl.
Oh, he did. How's Barry, Brody?
It was great.
How many beers?
I think he had like 4 there.
4 beers for 20. What was the price per beer?
$22.
$22. 50 cents a beer. Yeah.
Well, Brody's a big boy. What's Brody weighing in now at? What's he at?
You better not take. What?
230.
He's down to 230,
wow.
Joe.
So what are you, 6'6", 230?
Yeah, he was 245 at one point. We got it down.
Yeah, well, how tall are you, though?
6'5.5".
So he's taller than you.
Oh, he's bigger than me, Joe, yeah.
And yes, he is taller. So he's going to be running the old offense this year for KP.
Yeah, we hope so. Hope we get back to the Super Bowl this year, back to Gillette.
I love that. Well, I'm glad he saw Barry. Just real quick, Zoe, what do you know? All right, I won't ask you what you know.
Go ahead.
But I am going to be the one guy who I don't know if I believe what I read or hear anymore regarding the shoulder.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's an AC joint. I'm not saying it's a rotator cuff. I'm not doing any of that. Is it just time, or is it they're going to wait and see, and then if something doesn't get better, could there be a surgery down the line?
See, that's what I worry about. You may have to look this up with who's the car that went to that's Derek Carr that went to the Saints, right?
Correct.
Remember he had the shoulder problem and he didn't get the surgery and then it just lingered and then they had to shut him down. I think it's excellent news that he doesn't need surgery, which tells me it's just the joint sore. But I don't like when you hear that you take a needle in the shoulder before a game. That's what Jimmy Garoppolo did not do, which forced Jacoby Brissett. So here you go, Joe, for all those people who think the kid's not tough or anything. Kid took a needle in the Super Bowl at 23. And Jimmy would not do it, which forced Jacoby Brissett to play with a torn ligament in his thumb and win that game against Buffalo.
Oof.
So,
wow. Did you ever take a shoulder cortisone shot in the shoulder?
Oh, yeah, in the ankle. I had a high ankle sprain.
And could you feel it? Anything?
Oh, Joe, they take the needle. It's about 4 inches long, and what they do, they insert it into the joint, and they move the needle around until they hit the nerve, which means you jump, and that's when they release the medicine. So, yeah.
And could you still move and do all your drop backs and everything? And
oh, they x-rayed it. It was in Kansas City. I went to something. I broke my ankle. I said, I broke my ankle. So they x-rayed me at halftime. Scar was the interim coach at the time, head coach, and I started that game. It was my fourth start. I think it was 92, if you check the year. I don't even know anymore. So they x-rayed it, said it's not broken. I'm like, bull crap, this thing's shattered. So they taped it up, and I put numbed it up, and I put a size 15.5 shoe on, and I still couldn't move.
Wow.
Yeah, shut it down. I was on the IR after that.
Well, I'm going to look that game up. December 13th, 1992, Patriots
That's
and
my birthday,
Chiefs.
buddy. My birthday, I got hurt. Yep.
Tim Goad had a fumble return in that game.
Yeah, I think it was Neil Smith on the back of my leg. Yep.
Wow. He was a pretty good defensive lineman.
Yeah, he and Derek Thomas. I had to deal with those guys.
Yeah. All right, well, tell Brody, thanks for checking in. We'll talk with John Sarianides. We'll get the scoop for you coming up in a bit.
What do you say, Brody? Yeah. Go KP. See you guys.
All right, Zoe. So I'll be with Zoe next week. Thanks, Zoe. Appreciate you. Now we got to look up the Derek Carr stuff. Now we got to get on that one. Are we like the official home of KP football?
I think we're the official home of guys calling in.
Ninkovich
last night or 2 nights ago.
How many former Patriots? We got 2 former Patriots that have called in.
Go 3 for 3 tomorrow.
We'll see if maybe I'll open up the phone for any former Patriot that wants to call in at night. We're here. James will answer the phone, or Jake at 617-779-0985. Who's James? That's Skaz. But, when someone professionally calls, I have to say James will reach out to you. And then people say, who's James? And I say, it's Skaz. That's who it is. Yes, we will talk with... and by the way, do you know I did play-by-play for KP back in 2008 or 9? I can't remember. But they had a very good running back named Charles Ruffin. He was very good. I was on some sort of Norfolk radio station that I cannot remember the call letters for whatsoever. But that was back in the glory days. All right. Let's longest order of way. Ken's in the car. Ken.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. Great show as always. I just wanted to quickly reflect on the Super Bowl. Obviously disappointed. You get that far. You got to basically win the game. But I just want to hit on, I wanted to talk about Seattle's defense because it seems like they either had the corner or safety blitz, and Witherspoon was always in the backfield, and they couldn't put another tight end to help Campbell out or move the line around. So I just wanted you guys' thought, and like I said, great show as always. You guys are great.
Ken, when you get a chance, look up Adam Archuleta, former safety. He did a whole breakdown on this on Twitter, and he talked about how the Patriots lined up the right way to defend it. It's just that he was off the snap. He had the snap count down, and his burst was so fast they couldn't even get to him.
Yeah, no, it was just very unfortunate. But is that under does he work for CBS? I forget who Adam works for now. But
yeah, and I was looking this up because he pretty much brought that up, and I think Mike Vrabel commented about it today. because he was asked about, Devin Witherspoon, etc. But yeah, really, it looked, when I kind of watched the films, there's a couple of films they have out there. One's on Witherspoon, the other one is on Drake May's tendencies, and they were saying how he pauses before he throws, and that's how the guy who had the interceptions was talking about that on the sideline. And there's a lot of video and tape coming out about just some of the tendencies the Patriots had that Seattle really picked up on.
No, I appreciate you telling me that, because I didn't even know that you actually shared something on it, coming from a former safety. So
exactly,
Joe, thanks again.
Appreciate
you guys
you.
are great.
Thanks,
Yeah, no problem. Have a good night. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks, dude. Yeah, I shared that a little while ago with I was telling Skaz this before the show, but there was a couple of things there that I thought was kind of interesting. And I'm pulling it up right now. But there was, this was from the safety. If you remember when the interception happened, Drake May probably needs to work on disguising his intentions. And I saw it everywhere, but on the sideline they were talking about how I'm going to get one. The classic young quarterback. He's pausing before he throws, not like Stafford, who goes off his back foot and throws it. They even made mention to Stafford. He says he pauses for a second to confirm that the guy is open. He's not just blindly doing it like Stafford was the quote. He goes, there's a little hitch. Be sure to jump on that. And what happened? They had one guy go deep middle, one guy go to the outside. 20 stepped right in front of Kyle Williams, watched the pause, intercepted it. And it was, I'm sure you'll see it later on all over socials. I'll share it for you right now, but it was Love who had the interception there, but he called it out. And on the Witherspoon stuff, exactly, Adam Archuleta had a big breakdown about Patriots had it lined up right. He was so fast and knew the snap count that he was in the backfield before anything. 617-779-0985. I see you guys on the phone lines. We'll take more of your calls coming up next. There's some Red Sox stuff out there, and Jason Tatum spoke today. We got a lot on that. You're listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub.
as well, and you can call in at 617-779-0985. People love Zoe chipping in, calling in tonight, so thanks, Zoe, for listening. Zoe's a loyal listener at night. I gotta give him credit for that. I'll be on with Zoe on Monday, which I think's a holiday, right? Also, Skaz, the college basketball season officially started for me tonight. North Carolina's on the road at Miami. I may have taken Caleb Wilson in North Carolina, and they're off to a little bit of a slow start.
And we got to talk before the show, Joe, because I took Miami.
You took Miami?
Yes.
Oh, man, we probably should have talked about that one.
I had Kansas last night. Got a little lucky with Peterson being ruled out and them still coming away with the win. But, yes, college basketball is here.
Oh, I'm blind betting.
And they're Purdue, Nebraska. Good one tonight as well. Top 15 matchup.
Who won last night's game? Arizona? Who?
Kansas won, 82-78 without Peterson.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a very good game.
Because it was a tie game around halftime.
Yeah. Yeah, I got back, watched the final 6 or 7 minutes.
I was out cold.
Yeah.
I even said to you, dude, we're going to get home. I think I put it on. I was snoring. Literally caught myself snoring. Anyways, hopefully North Carolina has a big bounce back after the Drake May performance, which some people think is the worst performance of all time. I don't. Dude, you know how many ass kickings I've seen in my life? I'm 43 years old. I've watched a lot of Super Bowls. There's been 60 of them. So I've probably realistically seen like 35. The 1985 Super Bowl, the Bears versus the Patriots, I didn't see it. I had to bury the Bears shirt, but I didn't see it. But there was some bad years. There were some really bad teams. The Patriots weren't one of them. Now, did the game suck? Yes. Did the first half stink? Yes. But I didn't think it was like historically bad quarterback play. Maybe I'll have to look that up. Brian's in Tennessee. Brian.
Hey, what's up, brother?
Yeah.
Long time listener. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Thanks for listening.
Okay, great. Sorry, driving. Long time listener, been a long time Patriots fan. Random question. I know that you have a lot of knowledge in this. I wondered why they didn't use Travion Henderson as much as they had during the regular season. Because the few times they did, they actually had some explosive play, and actually he was able to get outside and actually get some yardage.
Number one reason why he's not on the field more is his pass protection at the NFL level isn't as strong as Ramondre Stevenson.
Which makes sense, but Ramondre was only getting 3 to 4 yards because he was going up the gut, whereas Henderson was actually getting yardage.
Do you think that McDaniels was calling those plays? Like the first 5 drives, right? First 5 drives on first down, he ran it up the gut on first down. 4 out of the first 5 drives with Ramondre.
I know.
So what I'm trying to say is that, you would think that maybe you could do a toss or some sort of counter play with Henderson. They just didn't. They didn't do any motion. They didn't do anything, man. It was really bad.
No jet sweeps, nothing. I mean, the second half they did a couple.
Yeah.
And he got like 7 or 8 yards, 9 yards, something like that.
Do you know what kind of drove me crazy? I'm nitpicking here, but on the final play of the game, they threw a screen pass to Henderson. He ran for like 18 yards or whatever, but he should have ran out of bounds to get one more play and a shot at the end zone, which would have gotten my backdoor cover if I really needed it on my tees. That's another story for another day. But when you're like that, like, didn't we credit him when he looked at the sideline? Should I kneel down or should I go score? Like, how come he didn't run out of bounds on the final play?
Exactly. Anyway, I didn't think that would have been nice if they were.
Yeah. Oh, Brian, your phone's breaking up. Sorry, buddy. I'm just nitpicking because there's little things. Red Sox pitchers and catchers today, everybody. They all showed up. Everyone was there. Everyone. Last night, I said I heard a little rumor regarding Romy Gonzalez, and confirmed. Tim Healy today. Romy Gonzalez injured his what? His shoulder. The final series of the regular season last year. And he didn't have surgery, Skaz. And guess what? He's not ready for camp. baseball, football, second baseman, first baseman, quarterback. I'm not going to do that. But why didn't they choose the treatment option in the offseason and you're 2 weeks away from reporting and you're less than 100%? Out. And this is why they're trying to get all these infielders now. I also saw this one from the Red Sox today. Projected home runs via ZIPS. I don't know what that is, but it's a home run projection site. The Red Sox do not have a player in their lineup this year projected to hit over 20 home runs. Abreu and Anthony, 18, along with Trevor Story. Contreras, 17. Duran, 17. Rafaela, 17. Casas is on there with 14. Christian Campbell, where's he playing? He is 11. Durbin, who they just traded for from Milwaukee, 10. Narvaez, 10. Eaton, 10. Meyer, 9. Yoshida, 9. They don't have power in the bat. They were 15th in Major League Baseball last year in home runs. That should be worse this year. Also, Garrett Crochet showed up to camp today. He will be the opening day starter. Last year, he did not throw his changeup often. He went back to college this year. He turned his changeup into a split-fingered fastball. So now his third pitch will be a splitter or fourth pitch. Also, Christian Campbell will primarily work in the outfield this spring, but they won't forget about him as an infielder. So there's your Red Sox update right there on everything that's going on, and they'll all report this weekend. Justin and Lynn's got some Red Sox expectations. What's up, Justin?
I just want to ask you, I think they're going to have 85 to 86 wins this year. And I just heard you say Roman Gonzalez has a shoulder injury. He's going to be, I predict, he's going to be on the DL at the beginning of the year. A shoulder injury is not a good thing. And yes, you should have a procedure done if you were hurt in the beginning before camp starts. That's the problem, Joe.
Yep. I wish they took treatment on him. I like Romy Gonzalez.
I wish they did too.
Yeah.
I wish they did too.
All right, Justin. Appreciate you, buddy. Treatment. Not sure why he didn't. Looking at things right now, Bad Bunny's Super Bowl halftime show averaged 128 million viewers. The second most watched Super Bowl halftime show in history, behind Kendrick Lamar's last year. Usher had 123 million in 2024. NBC also announced the Super Bowl between the Patriots and Seahawks averaged 124.9 million viewers. The second most watched Super Bowl ever, behind last year's Chiefs-Eagles game. So everybody was watching. Everybody was watching. All right, let's get into some of the Celtic stuff. Jason Tatum spoke today. I got the Green Teamers. I'm staring at them right now. Well, hit the headline, get you caught up on everything happening, and then Jason Tatum. Is he coming back or what? We'll have more coming up next. I'm Joe Murray, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Sports Hub headlines, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Patriots cleaning out their lockers today. Drake May saying that his shoulder's fine. He will not need any surgery. While Mike Vrabel says that he'll see everybody in 10 weeks to do it all over again, and that Will Campbell will stay at left tackle. Red Sox pitchers and catchers all reported to camp today. The players will show up this Sunday. Justin Verlander, he signed a one-year deal with Detroit, while Anthony Rendon
at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still, still trying to figure it out. Still just going through the progressions of rehab. Not saying that I'm coming back or I'm not. It's all about being 100% healthy and, going through the plan of this protocol.
All right, back here on 98.5, the Sports Hub. Well, with the Patriots being over, Red Sox pitchers and catchers, and now the Celtics, who play again tomorrow night. By the way, did you see how Simons is doing since going to Chicago? He's been pretty good.
He's been scoring the basketball, Joe.
22 points a game.
That's what he does.
So I'm staring at the green teamers right now. James Scaramazino and Jake Seymour. So to let the audience know, Jason Tatum has been working out 5-on-5 drills, and it happened to be with the Maine Celtics. Now, in previous years, for example, Kristaps Porzingis worked out with the Maine Celtics and then made his debut 8 days later. I don't think we're looking at 8 days later when it comes to Jason Tatum, but he said today that it's 39 weeks today. It's been a long journey. It's just progression of rehab. It was the next step. It doesn't mean I'm coming back or I'm not. It's just the next step. We're just following the plan. When he was asked about how close he felt to returning, he shied away. Quote, I don't know. I don't know the percentage. I just know I feel a little bit better every day, and I try to focus on that. The Celtics have been very open. They will not put Tatum on the court until he feels 100% ready to do so. Tatum doesn't want to rush himself either. He wants to make sure he's fully ready to contribute to the team before he comes back to the court. Now, Tatum starting to practice shows that he is physically closer to 100%, but he's not quite there. While he still says he's not sure if he's going to return, his actions show something different, everybody. And the Celtics are laying the groundwork for him to return. Green Teamers, I ask you, assemble. What do you guys take away out of this one? Jake or Skaz, what do you guys got on this?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's kind of more of the same. This is where I've been since I wasn't buying the Chris Haynes report, if that's what you want to call it, after his comments on the podcast there. I felt Tatum wasn't going to play until he was 110% healthy, and they had enough of a ramp-up. I still think that's early March. I still think that's the plan. I think the Celtics wouldn't be doing all this. Jason Tatum would not be talking today if that wasn't the plan. I don't think he wants to put a specific date on it just in case something does happen. That way there is no expectation there. But I don't think the Boston Celtics, who have dealt with a lot of injuries in the last 10 to 15 years, unfortunately, have been kind of accustomed to this. I don't think they would be having Tatum out there, the cameras there, the press conference, all that, if he was still, months and months away.
Yeah, that's why I say laying the groundwork. So, what's the holdup? What
do you mean? Why do you think there's a holdup?
Well, what I mean by holdup is, I shouldn't say holdup. So they're laying the groundwork. What steps, and I think it was mentioned that there might be plenty of people who are going to be making the decision outside of himself. So that's what I meant by that. Like, it's not just Jason Tatum saying I'm 100%, I'm going to come back, right? It needs to be multiple people involved in this decision.
So this is the point I brought up off the air with you, Joe, is that there's a dozen people that are going to be involved in this, according to the John Sarianides report that he was on ESPN today. So there's a dozen people in the room that are going to talk about Jason Tatum returning or not. Go back to Wick Grosbeck's comments across the street back in October. He said there would be 5 doctors involved in this situation. So we're talking 5 doctors probably. Tatum, that's 6. And probably Brad Stevens, ownership, name the litter there. The point that I was talking to you about is, what does it mean by 100%? We've always presumed that it's going off Tatum's health, and that's what kind of the Celtics have led to you believe, is that it's 100% Tatum's health. But how do you get there? Is it Tatum saying he feels 100%, or do you need all 5 doctors to come on and say
he just said
he's 100% medically cleared? Right, he said he's not, and I think that's also why you're not getting an exact or even a ballpark for the return date, is because if he isn't right now, maybe he doesn't know when he will be. So they don't want to say early March, because what if it's not early March? And then you're going to have questions, well, did something happen? Was there a setback? And maybe it's just taking longer than what they had perceived it to be. I leave this press conference like I did last week, just confused. There's so much uncertainty around this now, it feels like it hurts your head to think about it too much. I thought Jason Tatum, as did I think everybody, was going to play this season, and now I'm really starting to have serious doubt about if that's even going to happen. Because why not give a ballpark about the date? Fans are desperately waiting for the day that Jason Tatum is off the injury report, or at the very least it says questionable instead of out on the injury report.
True.
Why not give some kind of update to the fans who have been begging and pleading for this for so long, since last May?
The more I hear this, yeah, I said they're laying the groundwork, but the more I kind of watch this, it seems like a sideshow. Like, the team's good, right? I mean, I think we all consider, and I think
they're better than expected.
Yeah, but I think we know that Oklahoma City is probably the favorite.
I would say that's fair.
And there's other teams.
San Antonio.
I was going to say the West is loaded. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you they can't win the East or any of that. But just talking about Jason Tatum, the player, before we talk about him coming back, they're second in the NBA in defense, guys. I couldn't believe when I saw that. If you add Jason Tatum to this mix, they need offense. And he's the perfect guy to make everybody better. Just on the court, because, guys, we always say it doesn't make sense, or it makes perfect sense for Jason Tatum to come back and improve the Boston Celtics. Now, they got Vucevic to be their big, which would take the pressure off of Tatum, right? Who's one of their best rebounders, if not their best passer, you can arguably their best scorer, right? Doesn't it make too much sense for Jason Tatum to come back and go on a run? Doesn't it just make too much sense? Which makes me think it's not going to happen. I mean, what Stephen A. said last week at Radio Row, he was more concerned that it's the Achilles, not an ACL. He thinks the Achilles is important and it's harder to come back from it. And that maybe he shouldn't come back with the 20 games to go or so. But Jason Tatum, everything today looked great in 5-on-5 scrimmages. He's ramping back up. So to your point, Jake, I think they're laying the groundwork, but they're not giving a percentage, and he'll tell you he's not 100%.
So what's the groundwork?
That he's working out 5-on-5.
Okay, so he has the 5-on-5 workouts, and then that's all part of the rehab process. And then that's not groundwork.
But just the history shows, like I said, I brought up the Porzingis thing. Porzingis worked out and was back in 8 days. So that's why I'm saying laying groundwork, because that's what I'm going off of. And I know it's 2 different injuries and 2 different people.
Tatum has to be, or the player, so not Tatum, a player coming off a serious injury like this has to be 110% bought in and ready to go. Mentally, physically, all the above. And Jason Tatum, maybe a month out from when we really thought in the offseason, we always said March. March is going to be right around there. We're a month away from March now, less than a month away. And now we're hearing Jason Tatum uncertainty. It was great that he spoke to the media today, and there was some answers that we could have from that. But who's to say right now that Jason Tatum is definitely coming back in March? Yeah, no one can say that.
Because his quote today was, doesn't mean I'm coming back. It doesn't mean I'm coming back or I'm not. The progression he made today.
So that, to me, is somebody who is not 110%
he's not sure.
Ready to go. And he's unsure and uncertain about if he's going to come back this year. I know in the podcast that he had, the Pivot podcast, those comments, we were told that we should be maybe a little bit more tolerant to the athletes and what they say on there. But I'm sorry, Jason Tatum said on that podcast that he was concerned about the identity and returning for this season and how he meshes with the team. I'm taking that at face value, what Jason Tatum said. He said that he was concerned about returning.
Do you think
that should be a red flag about whether or not he's coming back this year?
Do you think the Celtics should stop the updates?
On their, what do you mean, the injury report?
Just, giving us they did a press conference today.
Well, how can you can stop the updates and the press conferences, but there are still reports coming out. All this stemmed
National
more than
report.
likely.
Well, Himmelsbach had it locally, right? The Globe.
Yeah, I believe Himmelsbach
And
had
then
a
Shams
piece of it. Yeah,
has
but Shams
nationally.
Charania all stems from his reporting over the weekend. In my opinion, that's just my opinion. That's not informed or anything like that. Charania reported over the weekend that Tatum was going to be ramping back up, that he'd be practicing with the Maine Celtics. The Celtics came out, had a press release on that. And now a day after that, he has his press conference. First time he's spoken since media day. So I'm not going to hammer them and say, stop giving us updates or don't let Tatum talk. I appreciate that he had a press conference today, but that's not to say I didn't leave certain or understanding what's happening next. I'm still very confused on this whole situation.
Okay. Anything else on that, Skaz?
I think Jake's definitely onto something with there's a lot going on. You mentioned the sidecar aspect of it. But at the same time, like, what else are you supposed to do when your best player's coming back from injury? Like, you want him just not around the team, sitting in the dark, just waiting? No updates at all? Like, I think that would be kind of an odd situation, too. I think the Celtics are rightfully being as careful as possible with their franchise. Jason Tatum is the present, the past, the future for the next, 5 years of the Boston Celtics. And, 12 people is an awful lot to get to make one decision. Having 12 people agree on anything these days is borderline impossible, but I'm okay with 5 doctors needing to give Jason Tatum the okay to return from his Achilles injury. Like, this isn't a strain. This isn't an AC joint, Joe. This isn't a sprain or a rolled ankle. This is an Achilles thing. Like, this guy is a $300 million athlete. He's an investment for the Boston Celtics. He is what they're building their franchise around currently for the foreseeable future. Take your time. I'm okay with, not setting a date. I'm okay with the slow play. I'm okay with Tatum saying, I'm not sure, because
I'm okay too.
Maybe he's not. Like, if he's not sure,
then
that's not a good thing.
I just don't want him back at this point.
Yeah, if he's not sure, I think it's on the team to shut him down.
But I just wanted to mention that they could really use him.
Any basketball team in the world, Joe, could use Jason Tatum.
But like this team could really use him. He's like the missing piece. Oh, well.
Just going back really fast to an interview Tatum did, was an exclusive with CLNS. He said that he's been working his butt off for the last 24 weeks now, just trying to get healthy and trying to get 100%. It's something that motivates me. They also said in this that it was his goal to come back this season. After listening to him today, do you feel confident or less confident that goal is going to be achieved?
I feel like he's trying to progress, but he doesn't know. Like, I don't think he knows. And then you bring up the doctors and all that. There's a lot of red tape.
Pieces here.
There's a lot of red tape. It's hard to cut through the red tape. Very hard. And by that point, there's 20 games left. Is it worth it? I mean, being realistically, I don't want to just sit here and say, "Hey, they're not going to win a championship anyway, so what's the point?" I don't want to do that because I don't want to do that. But I don't know. We just saw the Patriots just win their division and conference and go to the Super Bowl. Still think that's like good. Still think that's an opportunity. I just don't know with Tatum, and the fact is, if he doesn't know, don't come back.
So, Joe, you can tell me that the Celtics are not title contenders this year, and I think most people would agree with you. I would also probably agree with you that they're not title contenders, but the Celtics are tied for second in the Eastern Conference without their best player.
If he plays,
so they can get to the finals, which means that anything can happen once you get there.
That's what I basically just said.
So,
I think it's good to go to the finals.
It also goes back to the trade deadline and what they did. They decided to get underneath the luxury tax.
Yep.
They got Vucevic, who, by the way, is on a cheaper expiring deal just like Simons was. Simons was a little bit more expensive. You had to pay more for that. Vucevic is on a cheaper deal. Could be walk away this offseason, so you're not tied to him long term. Is that a reason why they didn't go after guys like Jaren Jackson or heavily pursue that? Zubac, they had a trade with the Clippers, reportedly, that they proposed. They got declined. All these things just make you seem like, well, why did you go for Vucevic if it's only a 1-year rental for a few months if Tatum's not coming back? But if Tatum's really isn't coming back, why wouldn't you get someone who's going to be here long term to help him when he does come back next year or whenever that happens?
All right. Well, the saga continues. JT. All right, we got in or out. Coming up next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
What's it gonna be, McFly? Are you in or out?
You're listening to Joe. You're listening to Joe Murray.
dirty deed. I'm the best. Success is guaranteed.
Staring at the green teamers back there.
Yeah, we're still doing CBA talk. Riveting stuff back here.
Passion.
You want to get on this in or out, Jake?
Sure, why not?
Sure, why not? You're back there. Luis is here too.
Shout out Luis. Luis got a shout out on the air last night from a caller.
I know.
A caller called in to shout out Luis.
I think they know each other.
Legend.
Which, of course. All right. In or out? What do we got for tonight?
All right, since we've been on the NBA, let's start with an NBA one. This from Mark Stein, I believe. The Stein line, good NBA
Substack
follow.
guy.
Yes. Mark Cuban is reportedly interested in buying back the Mavericks. Are we in or out on Mark Cuban buying back the Dallas Mavericks?
Yeah, in.
I'm in. Totally in on this.
A fan owner when they lost to the Celtics, though.
I thought he was.
He's part owner, I believe.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, I believe so.
But now he'll be the owner
Didn't the
again.
sale just happened last year? That's why they got rid
Oh,
of
okay. But then all hell broke loose.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then they got that kid Cooper Flag now, and they're like, hey, I want it back again.
He's pretty good.
He's got the money, right?
He's just bought Indiana a national championship, so.
In.
If you're Kurt Signetti, maybe you don't want him to buy that team.
In on that.
All right, it is pitchers and catchers reporting tomorrow, I believe. We're starting to get promo giveaways for MLB teams this upcoming season. The Texas Rangers announced today they will be giving away Nolan Ryan bloody lip jerseys on May 29th, a white Rangers jersey that appears bloodstained to commemorate Nolan Ryan's bloody lip on May 29th. Are we in or out on fake bloody jerseys as a promotional item?
Anything Nolan Ryan, I'm in on. When I find old Nolan Ryan cards graded, instantly I'm like, this must be worth big money. Nolan Ryan was the Ryan Express.
Overrated. How many Cy Youngs he win, Joe?
I actually don't know.
0.
I know he had 7 no-hitters, though.
0 Cy Young awards for Nolan Ryan.
Most strikeouts does nothing.
It's Brett Favre. I mean, good for you. You played forever.
Why don't you like Nolan Ryan?
I just like winding you up, Joe.
Does this have something to do with me or Nolan Ryan?
Just giving you facts. No, you can't be like the all-time best pitcher if you never won a Cy Young. Right? I mean, that seems fair, doesn't it? You never won a single Cy Young award?
Did Hank Aaron win an MVP? I don't know. I actually, I don't know.
Home runs better than strikeouts.
Some Dr. Pepper. Man, I love that movie. Why do people hate Forrest Gump? I know Jenny wasn't always a favorite.
Not great. All right, let's head to Wendy's for this next one. Our friends
there's a lot going on at Wendy's.
Wendy's is giving away cheeseburgers for $1 to celebrate Singles Awareness Day on February 15th.
And how else to eat your feelings?
Does it feel a little bit of a slap in the face, though, that it's the day after Valentine's Day? Like, you got to sit through Valentine's Day, then you get your $1 cheeseburger?
Well, it's true, because you're gonna eat your feelings on Valentine's Day.
You're full.
And then you might as well double it up the next day. Well, but listen, Valentine's Day is Valentine's Day, but it's also Singles Awareness Day. So, you're right, Skaz. Again, how many nights have I said you're right, Skaz? I actually kind of like the fact that it's because Valentine's Day is on a Saturday, right?
It'll be Super Bowl Sunday next year, I believe.
Oh, you could make some really bad mistakes on Valentine's Day.
You get a T Swift halftime show on Valentine's Day.
Really?
No, I'm just saying, like that feels like something.
Oh,
she
yeah,
would
yeah. But let's just say, like, you make a lot of bad decisions, Jake, on Valentine's Day.
Like an Olympic skier did this week.
Yes. And then you wake up on Sunday and you're like, going to Wendy's.
I drove past an old Wendy's over the weekend. Far superior branding with the yellow coloring instead of this modern class. I don't even know what you call it now. It's modern look, I guess.
Yeah. Zoe used to call into Hardy and Troop back in the day. And he would ask Troop, what do you like better, Burger King or Wendy's? And then drop a D's nuts on them.
What do you prefer, Burger King or Wendy's? I forget what we said on the chicken nugget.
Unfortunately, I love both. I think
Boo.
Wendy.
Boo.
I think Wendy.
Give a take.
Do you want me to have a dog in the fight?
Yes, Joe, please.
I would go Wendy's over Burger King. But I would just like you to know that I love the rodeo cheeseburger from Burger King. And I would take that. Well,
Joe, you don't like a Whopper? You'd rather what? I don't even know what the Wendy's burger is.
The only thing about Burger King I like is they use a flame broiled grill. Where
That's a pretty big positive.
It's like a flame broiler in there. The Wendy's is big meat.
I'm sorry?
It's big. It's a bigger meat. It's a bigger than a quarter-pound burger meat.
In on big meat is what we're saying.
Big meat. But that double cheeseburger from I had the new chicken tenders recently from Wendy's.
Is there a place someone could watch you eat these new chicken tenders?
Actually, yes. On TikTok at Joe Murray Media would be the I think the handle's Joey Murr. But actually, someone asked me to do more food reviews today, so I'm open to doing full food reviews. I also would like to get paid.
Joe on the go.
Exactly. So if you would like to have me come to your food place and eat, all right, fine. Just give me the food, will you?
All right, well, while we're on the topic, our friends over at Wendy's, maybe this will give you a dog in the fight, Joe. Wendy's is bringing back the Thin Mints Frosty and adding a huge upgrade this year thanks to the new Frosty Fusions. This year's, they're adding Fusion, which blends actual Girl Scouts Thin Mints cookies along with the swirl. So now you have minty chocolate crumbly cookie butter swirl and a new Frosty Fusion with Thin Mints cookie mixed in.
Yeah, and so in on this. So
you a Thin Mints guy?
I have gone to 2 card shows in the last 2 weeks, and both card shows had Girl Scout cookies, and I have contributed $40 to Girl Scouts of America.
Look at you, inspirational.
But I only bought 4 boxes. I gave them the rest of the money.
How much are the boxes?
$6.
So you basically tip what, 50%?
I paid $24. They got a $16 tip.
That's very kind of you, Joe.
Well, I'm a very charitable man.
Oh, when it comes to cookies, especially.
Well, the problem is that I'm going to eat all of them.
Keep the change.
No. Yeah, I'm going to... If I bought 5 boxes of Girl Scout cookies, I'm going to eat 5 boxes of Girl Scout cookies.
How many make it home?
Well, just to be full transparency, I bought 4 boxes and only one of them made it in the house. The other 3, Jake saw them dumped out in my bag the other
yes,
day.
I did see this. Yes, they were dumped out
I ate one immediately in my car. I ate a whole sleeve of Thin Mint. But I guess this is the question: is it the Shamrock Shake or the Thin Mint Wendy's? Because to me, the Shamrock Shake is just a traditional, just mint shake. The Wendy's is mixing a little bit of cookie crunch in there. To me, I would... and plus, the Frosties. Frosty versus McFlurry. What's better?
So I had the Frosty Fusion. This was like a few months ago. Big G was doing some ad reads. I said, I'll go try one. Went down to Wendy's, got one. Terrible. Disgusting. Vile.
You didn't like it?
No, I did not. Would much rather have a plain cookies and cream ice cream from Market Baskets than a... What is it? Frosty Fusion? Is that what they were calling it?
Well, Wendy's,
out on that.
Wendy's, when they bring stuff here, I remember you saved me some nuggets last time.
I did. Yeah, we put in the fridge for you.
I appreciated that.
No problem, man.
Meant a lot to me. So I'll know that I'll keep the milkshake next time and save you the nuggets.
Was it Wendy's or was it their competitor?
Can't even remember now.
Might have been DQ.
Ah, Jesus.
And with that, a Tuesday night edition of In or Out has wrapped up.
I think it was Wendy's, actually.
Yeah, see, it was Wendy's.
Potato.
Yeah. Are you in a Shamrock? Can you have a Shamrock Shake?
Certainly not.
What about Girl Scout cookies?
Probably not.
What can you eat?
Anything without dairy.
So what about, like, can you eat fluff?
I can eat Oreos. Oreos don't have dairy in them.
Do I? Did
Oreos
you?
don't have dairy?
I took a photo.
No, they don't.
I gotta find it. I took a photo. So when I was shopping the other day, so you know they have like double stuffed.
I'm aware.
They now have like a king Tut stuffed.
Mega stuffed.
Mega stuffed.
King
That was
Tut.
for years.
Is that what you just said? He's a small guy.
No, King Tut.
He's a little
Dude,
guy.
when I went to the Luxor in Vegas, he's not small.
And he was a boy, Joe.
Everything's bigger in Vegas, Joe.
Yeah.
Everything is bigger. It looks so close, right? You're like, you're walking down the strip, and you're like, hey, there it is right there. And it's not. And then some guy, I don't know if I told you guys this story. It was late. It's like 2 a.m.
Every good story starts.
2 a.m. Vegas time. I'm leaving Mandalay Bay, but I'm actually at the Four Seasons. Don't ask me why. Okay? And I just see a cabbie out front. And it's one of those SUV cabbies. And I go up to him. And I open the door. And he goes, oh, I'm off, man. I go, dude, here's $20. Drive me to the front door of the Luxor. He goes, you can just cut right through here. I go, just drive me to the front door. And he goes, I'm closed, man. And I was like, I gave him $20. Guy, I go, drive me. So all he had to do was leave the parking lot, turn around, go up the ramp, and drop me off. That's all he had to do.
But he was closed.
He ended up taking my money. Come to find out, he was from Rhode Island. And I was like, I'm from Boston. And he started asking me about Fenway and all the area and whatever. And I was like, yeah, I work on the radio in Boston if you ever listen. And he goes, yeah, I always listen to those EEI guys or whatever. And I go, I work for the other guys. And he goes, really? And he goes, do you know?
You found the one,
He
Joe.
goes, do you know Mike Felger? And I was like, yep, I know Mike Felger. And I thought about like FaceTiming Felger. But then I was thinking
At 2
about
in
it,
the
like
morning?
what time would it have
5
been?
a.m.?
But you know what, though? That would have been great. No?
I don't think Thug would have appreciated that.
Do you think he would have answered?
If he was awake, I think Mike would answer.
Now, when Zoe FaceTimes me, you guys have been here. I got to answer, right?
You got to answer. Oh, you FaceTime me, Joe. I answered you're in the parking lot with Street Team Joe.
Jake was next to him.
That's true.
I was.
Where was I going with the story? Anyways.
Your guess is as good as mine,
That
Joe.
cabbie, though, when I left, guys, it was really lazy. Like, I gave a guy $20 to drop me off at the front door when I could have just walked through.
Is that the laziest thing you've ever done, Joe?
No.
No contest.
Didn't really think about it. Oh, I would love to do a lazy Joe Murray's laziest things.
I'm going to start taking notes.
Okay.
Now that football season's over,
It's lazy time.
I'm going to tell you the laziest thing I've done.
In on that.
Actually, can I give you something lazy?
Please.
Dawson, our intern, Triple D.
Yes.
And Joe got DoorDash or whatever to here from Chipotle.
Yeah, you can walk there.
And there's a Chipotle across the street.
You know, I didn't even think of that when they did it.
Think about that. That is lazy.
That was literally right across the street.
And they lost it somehow, and I had to find it.
Also, DoorDash is very expensive. Waste of money.
They did lose it. You had to go find it.
Yeah, I had to go find it.
You were
yes.
like, yeah, I'll take care of these guys. You're like rolling up like Pat Sajak after he spun the wheel and everyone's winning 1,000. You ever notice that? Sajak always goes like this after he spins the wheel. Anyways, for those that can't see me, that's what I did. I want you guys to start taking notes.
I'll start writing down my laziest
Just the
endeavors.
laziest things you've done. I went from the Four Seasons, Mandalay Bay, and Luxor are together.
Same parking lot.
They're literally the same thing. But I said, dude, take me to the Luxor. And he's like, I'm closed. It's $20, bro. Hey, you know Mike Felger? I almost did FaceTime him. And then as I was leaving the car, I go, aren't you glad you took my money? He goes, yeah, I always love talking Boston. And as I was walking back in, I was like, I can't believe I just blew $20 on that. All right, we got John Sarianides coming up. We got to do a lot of things right now because I went really, really, really late. But I will tell you this, guys. If there was headlines, it would have been brought to you by Super Service Today. When your heat or hot water goes out, waiting isn't an option. Super Service Today warehouse in Danvers is stocked with water heaters, furnaces, boilers, heat pumps, same-day replacement, day or night, and always done right. Visit superservicetoday.com. I'm Joe Mario. Let's just do whatever we got to do.
Dutcher and Hardy, Owen Beetle, Felger and Mass, the Bruins, the Celtics, the Pats, the Revolution. This is Boston's home for sports. WBC FM at HD Boston, 98.5 The Sports Hub, a Beastly Media Group station. Listen to it, laugh at it.
Murray. Joining us right now on 98.5 The Sports Hub, he is from New England Football Journal. He is a coach at King Philip High School. And Brody called in earlier today, Brody Zolak with Scott Zolak, and he wants to know, are they going to be throwing the old pigskin around next year? Oh, did I mention he was at Super Bowl 60 in San Francisco, and he's joining us live on 98.5 The Sports Hub right now. It's John Sarianides. John, how are you?
Joe, how's it going, man? Great to be back on with you.
How's it feel to be home?
It feels great considering that I traveled all day yesterday. Literally, I got to the airport at 9 in the morning. Didn't get home until midnight. Didn't get home until 1 o'clock in the morning. So it definitely feels nice to be home for sure.
So you covered a game, covered the Super Bowl. I saw Stoney at the Texans game. We talked for a little bit. But how was it? What overall, I know the outcome was they lost, but how was your experience, and did you have a big takeaway from the loss?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, the experience itself was good. Unfortunately, I got in there Saturday, so I rushed through it. It wasn't like I was there all week and did Radio Row and got to get the full experience, and I basically just got there in time to cover the game. I got there Saturday evening, did the game on Sunday, got out on Monday. It was a great experience, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I think anybody will tell you, Joan, you know this, in our business, covering the Super Bowl is the pinnacle of your career in many ways. It supersedes many of the other sporting events that we have here in our country, and it is quite the experience. It certainly was the realization of a childhood dream. So from that standpoint, it was awesome. As far as the takeaway for me in regard to the game, I was surprised, man. I got to be honest with you. I said this for 2 weeks. I thought the Seahawks were a better matchup for them. I did not see this coming. No, I'm not delusional. No, I'm not being a homer. I'm being a realist here. I know that defense is pretty good. I also saw that defense give up 27 points to the Rams in a game that, quite frankly, the Rams should have won. They gave it away. And I also saw a team that, if you can get Sam Darnold in the second and long, third and long, and make him have to throw to beat you, you're going to be in pretty good shape. Unfortunately, the Patriots couldn't stop Seattle's running game. Kenneth Walker with 135 yards rushing. He was able to do whatever he wanted on the ground, and they were able to protect Darnold. And then defensively, I mean, look, they just dominated the line of scrimmage. And we said this going into this game, right, Joe, that whichever team can win in the trenches on both sides of the ball, we're more than likely going to win this game. Well, Seattle dominated on both sides of the ball up front. And in my opinion, especially on defense, that was the difference.
John, I agree. The better team won.
Yeah.
Better team, better talent won. I was disappointed in the scheme, though. Like, I don't know why they went away from the fullback, John. I don't know why they went away from the unbalanced with you know, our buddy, was it Mumford there, right? Like, I don't know why they went away from that. It's what got them there. So I that's what I mean by the scheme. I really just don't know what their offensive philosophy was.
You know, I for the first time in a long time, and you know I'm a Josh McDaniels fan. You know I was a fan of the hiring and bringing him back. But for the first time in a long time, first of all, I had no idea what the hell the game plan was. I couldn't tell you, and I've been coaching 32 years. I couldn't tell you what they were trying to do on offense. The other thing for me is that for the first time in a long time, specifically with McDaniels, their second half adjustments offensively were non-existent. I mean, if you take away that fade ball to Matt Collins where they hit him on the previous play, then they come back and hit him for the touchdown, outside of that 3-play sequence, they made no second half adjustments. And what I thought was interesting is they open the game up in 21 personnel. They run the football. They try to get downhill. They try to get physical. They get the first down there, and you're thinking, I like this. That Seattle run defense was tops in the league this past season. So in your mind, you're thinking, I like the fact that they're saying, nope, we're going to set a smash mouth tone. We're not going to let you run around and run your 4, 5, 6-man pressures. We're going to make you have to play the safety in the box. We're not going to let you stop the run with a too high look. But then all of a sudden, mysteriously, they went away from it. They started getting back into 11 personnel, which they ran pretty much more than anybody else in the league this past season. And when they did that, they got themselves into trouble because they played right into Seattle's hands. Your defense gave you a chance to win this football game, Joe. They kept you in it. And instead of you setting a tone physically and saying, we're going to be the ones that dictate terms on offense, we're not going to let Mike McDonald dictate terms, you decide to play into his hands by allowing him to unleash his pass rush and his pressure packages by going 11 personnel trying to throw the ball. It made no sense to me. It was very uncharacteristic for Josh McDaniels. And I know that it wasn't asked today during media availability, or it wasn't asked in detail, but people have to question this, Joe. I thought their game plan was terrible, to be quite honest with you. I thought the offensive game plan was awful.
Well, you said it, I didn't. It was uncharacteristic, and it bothered me. Now, the question I'll ask you is this. I just think Josh McDaniels is better than that, so I'm going to say that I think Drake May's shoulder had something to do with it. Do you think that Drake May's shoulder, I'm not going to call it an injury, but the fact that he was dealing with an ailment on his shoulder, do you think it kind of limited what they could do with their offense?
No, I don't. And now I do think he's hurt, and I'm not going to sit here and do the whole tough guy routine. He's got to play through it, and he's got to sack up and all this other stuff. I'm not going there, okay? And I'm a football coach, and I could say that. But when a guy's hurt, I'm not going to sit there and say that. He was hurt. You could see it after the game. He was favoring the shoulder. You saw the Band-Aid where they did the Toradol shot. He wasn't 100%. All that being said, you know your quarterback's not 100%. So why on God's green earth are you sitting there making him have to hang in the pocket, hitch up, and try to throw a double dig on the backside? This is my problem with this game plan, Joe. You didn't help your quarterback here. You knew he was banged up. You knew that there was going to have to be an emphasis on running the football, play action, get your perimeter screens going, be creative with those formations, make sure you're protecting him. There was none of that. Instead, they hung him out to dry. They got into 11 personnel. They threw vertical routes on the backside. Even on the front side where he had his primary read, he had to hang in there and wait for the routes to develop. Again, I don't understand what their plan on offense was. No disrespect to Mike McDonald and the Seattle Seahawks, but that wasn't some kind of a genius, should be in the Hall of Fame game plan. The Patriots played right into their game plan, and that's why they got whooped up front, and that's why ultimately they lost this football game. At the end of the day, in my view, this game is just about as much as what the Patriots didn't do as much as it is what the Seahawks did.
John, you and I are really see eye to eye on this one, man.
Yeah, I'm not taking anything away from Seattle, Joe, but they didn't do anything that's that special. I've seen those pressures in high school. Mm-hmm. They weren't exotic by any means, trust me.
Yeah, the only thing I'll give them credit, like more credit for, is, Devin Weatherspoon was talking about how he knew some of the movements, right? Or the way that they were lined up, he could really, and again, he's not really much of a pass rusher, right? He wasn't a guy that was blitzing from the outside a lot this year, but there was little things that they saw in film or certain ways that their guys were set up and he could get off the ball real quick on a snap count, right? So I give them credit for that. There was another play by Love in the secondary on the final interception there where he said that unlike Stafford, Drake May pauses for a second like young quarterbacks do, and he looks to see if the guy's open. Well, he went with Kyle Williams on the play, and even Brian Hoyer said the right read was to throw. Was it Doug or Booty? I can't remember. It was Booty, right? And he said that was the right read, but Love bit him into it. And he even said it on the sideline. It's just that it was so uncharacteristic, but I really do think they looked for any advantage. Like the Seattle defense really seemed prepared. I agree with you. They didn't do anything exotic, right? We didn't see the 6 defensive backs or the cover 6 that they were talking about all week long. I just think the Patriots did not do what got them there, and it drives me crazy.
No, they didn't. And to answer to what you just brought up about them being, what Witherspoon said about them being able to get tells from the Patriots offensive line. Joe, I hate to burst his bubble and anybody else's out there, but I've been in this business a long time. Do you know how many times I've heard, well, if your offensive lineman, if their hand is if their weight is going forward and you can see, their knuckles turning red, that means they're going to run the ball. And if they're sitting back, that means they're going to, pass block. And look, that stuff's been around forever. You played, you know that, okay? It's nothing new. And I know that to people that's revolutionary. It's not. That's basic football. Safeties read tackles, pass sets, and alignments, and line splits. They read all that stuff. Every team does that. It's nothing new. Now, the Julian Love piece I do think is interesting because I think it underscores how important it is for your quarterback to not only play, but to get experience in big games like this so that he doesn't do the things that Drake May did in this game. And I found that to be fascinating on the Inside the NFL highlights here that they were showing because, he hung an extra second so that he can let that route develop, and ultimately that extra second allowed Love to undercut the route and pick him. So I think that part of it is impressive because that shows you that not only were the Seahawks prepared, obviously that secondary did a lot of film study. They picked up tendencies with May and how he holds the ball and the timing of the route break and the hitch and everything else. But as far as Witherspoon timing his slot pressure and timing it based on what the Patriots offensive linemen's alignment and movements were, I mean, that happens in high school. At the end of the day, Joe, this goes back to your original point. If you can establish the running game, and at the risk of sounding like Bill Cowher here on CBS, who every week says his number one adjustment is I got to run the football, if you had established that running game early, and some people will tell you they tried, I don't think they did, because to your point, if you go to that 22 Rhino package with their Munford, and something that got you here, and you established that earlier, I promise you, Devin Witherspoon's not going to want to come off that slot and pressure. If you down block him and ear hole him and cool his ass off, he's not gonna be so willing to come from depth and blitz if you're getting a body on him consistently like you would in the running game. So I know it seems cliche and generic, but their inability to establish that running game, sustain it, and stick with it, in a lot of ways stymied their offense. And once they had to spread things out, they were never going to get back in this game because, like I said earlier, they were playing into their hands.
Yeah, and I think what's got them there also was playing good defense and allowing the other quarterback to eventually make a mistake. I mean, it happened, right? Stidham, C.J. Stroud.
And you were playing a quarterback, by the way, Joe, that was perfectly willing to make that mistake. Yep. He led the NFL in turnovers.
Yep, and I think he wanted to, and I want to give Sam Darnold his credit because he didn't, right? He didn't. But I feel like they played that way. Like, all right, we're going to let him – he's going to make a mistake at some point. Like, he almost did a couple of times, but he didn't. And I just think that, like, if you look at it, I feel like the Seahawks did. They played that way. They wanted Drake May to turn the ball over. He did. It led to 17 points. You know what else that McDonald did I want to give him credit for? This is something that bothered me all playoffs long, John. Some teams went for it on fourth down and didn't settle for 3, right? Or they'd go for 2 when they didn't need to. McDonald just took the 3 because he knew that he believed in his defense. And, did you know it wasn't a fourth down attempted in the game?
Yeah. I believe it.
Can you? Of all the games that we've watched this year, the Seahawks played like settle for 3, play defense, don't turn the ball over. It was exactly what got the Patriots to the Super Bowl. So I think McDonald did a good job too. I don't want to discredit them because, to your point, like, they didn't do anything fancy. They just didn't turn the ball over and give up points. They beat bad football.
Yeah. No, I couldn't agree with you more. And you're right. You need to give him credit because he had a tremendous plan. His players were prepared, and they executed it. And I will say this. All week long last week, a lot of the conversation was about the Patriots and about Vrabel, and he wins Coach of the Year, and how great a story they are, and the whole Warriors theme and everything else. No one was really talking about the Seahawks. And they just kind of sat there, lurked in the shadows, and prepared. And then they let their play do the talking on Sunday. And don't think for 1 minute. Football is the one sport, and you know this. You're not going to give a football coach speech in a baseball locker room, a hockey locker room, or a basketball locker room. Football is the one sport where you can really play up the disrespect card and nobody's paying attention to us and we're the better team here and we're going to show them on Sunday. And I'm sure McDonald fed into that. And ultimately, that and along with their talent and their scheme, they were able to establish a tone early and they dominated the game. But I think at the end of the day, I think a lot of the focus was on the Patriots last week. I don't think Mike Vrabel allowed that to get to his players' head. It didn't impact their preparation by any means. But as you said to open the segment, the better team won. I think at the end of the day, we are all guilty to a degree around here of underestimating just how good these Seahawks were. And to quote the late Dennis Green, we all thought, whatever he said, we all knew who they were and we let them off the hook. Well, I think in this instance, we all thought we knew who the Seahawks were, and we didn't give them enough credit.
They are who we thought they were.
I thought I had that in a bag, and then I...
No, it's okay. Skaz has it on a we have this, hotkeys. You keep them up there. I think we have you got it, Skaz? Because I know we have hotkeys.
If you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were.
We have hotkeys. We have Tommy Boy likes winging.
I do want to crown their ass. They just won the Super Bowl, so technically you can crown their ass.
So... the Patriots lost, man, and I'm trying to use it as a positive where I think some things got exposed, right? Will Campbell had a tough day, and everyone has their thoughts on him. And Mike Vrabel today said he's going to be their left tackle, but I was thinking about this. I think he's got good form. I really do. I think he's got good footwork. He drops back very well, and he's very good second level. As far as a run blocker, I think he is very elite. He seems to me, and it could be in the knee. He even said it himself. I think he needs to add more weight, John. I don't know where you look at it on that one. How does he get stronger and not bullied and pushed back like the way he was?
Well, look, I put a couple things up on X yesterday about the importance of the weight room for both him and Jared Wilson. And, of course, all the Twitter O-line coaches out there were correcting me. But here's the reality with Will Campbell. And you kind of had to know that after he gave up 14 pressures on Sunday that the conversation was now going to pivot back to, is he a guard? Should they make the move this offseason and move him inside? I never believed for 1 second, Joe, that they were going to move him to guard this offseason. That wasn't going to happen. And as a matter of fact, walking to the media workroom, our good buddy Alex Barth asked me that the other night. And I said, you know what? You can make a case for him being a guard, but at the end of the day, I don't see the Patriots doing it. And I don't think they should, Joe. You got to give him a full offseason in your program. You got to let him get healthy. Clearly, that knee was an issue. I saw it with my own eyes being in that locker room a week before the playoffs, and I saw the way he was moving, and in my own mind, I'm thinking, I'd be surprised if he were back for the playoffs. And then all of a sudden, voila, a week later, he's back for the playoffs and playing against the Chargers. So, look, you got to give it at least another year, maybe even two, to see if he truly is your left tackle before you consider kicking him inside. I don't think that's their plan at all. I like what Vrabel did today. He came out. He said what he said. He's our left tackle. He's 22. He's young. He's going to get better. That's Vrabel deflecting from the kid and putting it all on him. And that's also Vrabel saying, if it doesn't work out at left tackle, then come after me. It's on me. I'm a man. I'm 50. He's 22. You know what? If you have a problem with it, come to me. But you got to give it at least another year, Joe. You drafted him specifically to be your left tackle. You can't abandon the plan now. Let's not forget that before that knee injury, in November, he was playing some pretty good football, and he looked like he was going to be your left tackle for the next 10 to 12 years. So I'm not quite ready to throw him aside as a left tackle. And the other thing to keep in mind, and you know this, those guys are hard to find to begin with. Unless you're willing to overpay for a veteran and a team is willing to trade that veteran to you, you're more than likely not going to find a guy who's going to be an upgrade over Will Campbell. And there's definitely not a tackle in this draft that's going to be better than him that could step in as a rookie next year potentially and start for you at left tackle. So, no, the right move is keep Will Campbell at left tackle, work with him fundamentally. He does need some fundamental work, and get him in that weight program and have him get strong. And I think if you do those things, he'll be a better player next year.
I think he's got really good footwork. And I think
he does, Joe.
And I
He
think
does, and that's why I said
tackle
during the
footwork.
draft that was going to be what was going to protect him from all the people that thought he had short arms.
Yeah, he's. I think he's a tackle. Do I think he could play inside? I do. I just think the footwork is too good to not have him on the tackle.
Joe, when I watched him, and I went back and I watched every single snap he played in that game on Sunday, okay? And as somebody who coached offensive line for a good chunk of my coaching career, I've coached it at the college and the high school level, I can tell you this. First and foremost, his handwork needs to improve. He's got to lift his hands up more. He's got to extend more when he gets into his pass set, and he's got to be able to engage with edge rushers or defensive ends at the line of scrimmage. Oftentimes, he lets them get inside on him, and that's when they overpower him.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is he's got to play with better balance and lean. His balance and lean is not very good. He tends to duck his head at times. And the other thing, and Andrew Whitworth said this, okay, and I thought he made a pretty good point. He needs to jump set guys more.
Mm-hmm.
He is not going to be the kind of guy that's going to vertical set guys. As good as his footwork is, he is not an elite level athlete that's going to cut the edge off by vertically setting guys. He's going to need to be more aggressive with his hands and his feet, and he's going to need to be able to jump set guys more and be more physical. If he can do that, he'll be a better player, and this stretch that he played will eventually be forgotten.
I think he's got great center of gravity. I think he's got good footwork. Yeah. I think the arms get brought up because he doesn't punch and use that leverage like you're talking
I think he's
about.
late with his hands, though.
Yeah.
That's to your point, and I'm glad you brought that up. He's late with his hands. He's got to time his punch better, and once he makes that contact, he's got to sustain it. That's the difference between the good ones and the bad ones, are the guys that can maintain their hands and control the defender. He seems to have a hard time with that. He's got to play with stronger hands.
I bring up Trent Williams all the time. He punches first and then gets his center of gravity, and his footwork's good. I know we're doing lineman talk. I'm gonna say it's probably the injury that hurt him a lot. He went up against a damn good defender, and he went up against really good guys all playoff long.
All 4 playoff games, he went up against elite level guys.
And just the ones that stood out to me though were the ones where he's holding his center of gravity, he's blocking the guy, he's just getting pushed back, and that's strength. And to your point, if he punches, he can hold the guy back a little bit more, and it's not coming into the pocket, which led to a few sacks this year to Drake May.
And the other thing is, when he's at that point in terms of blocking a defender, that's where you have to sink your hips and anchor. And that's when you can start to extend, push out, and now you are giving ground, but now you're forcing that guy to try to get into a secondary move, and now you can begin the process of working him away from the pocket. So that's where the strength piece comes in for both him and Jared Wilson. Is they have to be able to drop their ass, shoot their hands out, get heavy-legged, and now if they get walked back, they can anchor down, and they can at least create a stalemate at the line of scrimmage or even slightly in their own backfield. But when they aren't strong enough to do that, you see what happens the other night with Wilson and Mills. He drives them into his quarterback's lap.
Yep. Wilson is a center, and he's a poor run blocker at the moment. That's at least my feeling. I think he can pass protect. I don't think he's a good run blocker.
He needs some work, and I'm not sure. I think a lot of people thought that he would potentially slide over to the center spot by next season. I'm not sure that happens now, man. Garrett Bradbury played pretty well for them. He played much better than he had previously played in Minnesota. I'm not so sure that they're going to walk away from a guy like that right now, especially because he's such a positive influence in the locker room and he's good for those guys. They might run it back with him at center. I thought for sure Wilson could potentially be their starting center by 2026, but they may not happen now. We'll see.
A lot to look forward to there, John. All right, well, that was some good line talk. You should have saw me on the screen. I was rolling my hips when you were talking about it, right? Because I got a chair with wheels right now, but I was like showing the punch and then using the footwork.
Well, and you talk about punch too, Joe. That's the other thing. Oftentimes, a lot of it is also how you use your single hand. How do you use that inside hand? Because that inside hand has to be in concert with that outside hand. And that inside hand has to be the hand that really begins the process of the punch. And then you work through with that second hand. It comes through, and that's when you finish. And those are things that Will Campbell in particular is going to have to focus on this offseason. And whoever he works with as his personal offensive line coach, they're going to have to do a lot of work with his balance, his lean, the way he sets in the pocket, and his handwork. And the other thing is he's got to learn to vary his sets, because you vary your set based on their front defender alignment. There's a lot that goes into it. He has a lot of work to do this offseason.
All right, John, I'm glad you made it out to San Fran. You got your New England Football Journal microphone on for you. I see that there. That looks good. You got the nice new hat back there, so you guys are repping.
This one's an oldie, actually. It's fading on me from training camp and wearing it when it's nice and hot, something that I don't ever think we're going to feel here again.
Well, we got an update from Brody Zolak telling us that he's down some weight. So he's ready to be the quarterback and ready to sling it around next year. At least that's what Zoe said.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the big thing for Brody's going to be a good offseason, good, strong offseason in terms of working on his quarterback mechanics, his release, working on throwing the football, and then, of course, the weight room, man. I know a lot of people out there in Twitter land think I get a little too coach speak when I talk about the weight room. The weight room is everything. I don't care if you play in the NFL, college football, high school football. A good offseason in the Iron Chamber does a lot of good for you as a football player, regardless of your position. So I think Brody could have a potentially good offseason and a potentially great season for us next year. He's just got to, like I said, he's just got to work on his craft. Back to the lab, as the youngins like to say nowadays.
All right. He's John Sarianides, everybody. Excellent coverage this year. And so is this now, does things settle down for you now? What happens now?
No, I'd like to say that, but obviously with this prolonged Patriot season, we're going to go right into the combine and the draft. We have a ton of recruiting stuff, as always. And before you know it, we'll also have showcase season with high school football. Spring practices are starting up here in the next 3 weeks. So there's a lot to do, man. Football is a 12-month deal now. That's why our moniker is all football all the time. I mean, keeps us busy year-round. But we're excited about it, man. I'm excited to get back into high school and college here and get back into the recruiting scene. I love that stuff, and I love supporting our guys locally and helping them get recruited. So I'm excited to dig back into that stuff, and spring ball's around the corner, and that's when I really get fired up. And, of course, we have clinic season coming up as well. We have the Massachusetts or the New England High School Coaches Clinic at Gillette on the 27th and the 28th. Then, of course, the following weekend we have the big New England Clinic down in Newport, and New England Football Journal will be at both of those, getting interviews with coaches and talking football, which is what we love to do.
Hell yeah. Well, it's a great resource, everybody, and check them out. New England Football Journal. Subscribe. Check out all their work. Check out their clinics. Him and Kevin Stoney. I don't know who else is working for you, but you guys are absolutely killing it. You guys made it to the Super Bowl. Your credential with the Patriots and all the colleges in the area. You do an excellent job. And go relax. You had a great season, John, and I'm sure we'll catch up with you soon when the combine comes around and the draft is here. We'll be talking all year long.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Thanks for the support, my brother. I really appreciate the good words. And, I've enjoyed doing this with you. It's hard to believe, but we've been doing these segments now for 14 years or so. And I wouldn't talk football with anyone else. Love talking the game with you, brother, and I appreciate the time as always.
We got to get David Andrews in here one day. I keep telling Barth, I want David Andrews to show me the different ways you could snap a football at the NFL level.
There you go. Talk about a guy, by the way, great guy to cover. Really enjoyed covering David. Always a pro, the consummate pro. Win or lose, he was front and center, and you can't ask for a better player to cover than that. And he knows a lot of football. I would love to be there for that. I think he would teach us all a bunch of different things.
He's John Sarianides, everyone. Check him out. New England Football Journal. Get some swag from him. Subscribe, follow. John, we'll do it again soon, my man. Appreciate everything, and excellent job this season, bud.
All right, appreciate you, my brother, and I appreciate you guys, and have a great night.
You got it. It's John Sarianides, everyone. Some good line talk there. That was good. I was getting in my stance. I was rolling my hips, center of gravity, punching, showing the next level, pivot moves. Okay. We got to go to break. We're very late, everybody. We're very late, but that was worth it. So you're going to have to hang on for a long break. Coming up next on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, well, not much going on, everybody. Pitchers and catchers, Jason Tatum, 5-on-5s. There's just a lot. A lot. right, back here on 98.5 The Sports. That was Saint Anger, which was considered one of Metallica's worst albums. But it's because James Hetfield stopped doing drugs, Skaz, and then, you know what happens when they stop doing drugs, they get worse. Well, I mean that like as music.
No, I understood what you were saying.
Yeah. We should probably get back to the sports, but speaking of music, this came across the old wire today. We're not going to do music because we went too long, so don't worry about that. But today I saw Kurt Cobain's death was a homicide. New forensic investigation. They now questioning the suicide ruling. And I just would like to just leave it at this. The Daily Mail has that for everyone that wants to read it. Watch the documentary Soaked in Bleach. Just do it. I'll save us all the radio time. But this thing happened in 1994. It's 2026. Is this like the Tupac and Biggie death? Still coming back out? Or like JFK? It's never ending. I couldn't believe I saw that one come over the wire today. What else did I see? The Mummy 4? Jeez. Those Wendy's things, though. Thin Mint Frosties. I had a couple of people reach out to me about that, guys. About the Thin Mint Frosty. All right, let's get back on track here. You want to call in 617-779-0985. Carrie Ann in Seattle's reaching out. Long jumpers injected their things, and they're flying, Skaz. So we talked about that the other night. They are definitely flying. I'll throw it in Slack so you can see it. You know who's got this one? Paul Bissonette. Wonder if he listens to the show. We've been getting calls all week long from randos. I wonder if he will just call in. But yes, that came over the wire. The long jumpers, they're showing them. They're moving very well. So we'll see if the injections work. And then Russell checking in. That was great offensive line talk. I really loved it. Listen, there's not many places you're going to get that because it just doesn't work on the radio. But you know what? Damn it, it worked tonight. You need guys to talk about it. Let's see. We did a rundown. I'll tell you what we did. I had a bunch of stuff earlier. Drake May about his shoulder. I started off just saying my opening take is I can't just leave it at that. I hope it's just time. Rehab. Right? Then they look at everything and they say, all right, you're good to go. I don't think surgery would be good. What else? Will Campbell, left tackle. We got that down. We did the Red Sox pitchers and catchers. They reported today. Jason Tatum also spoke, gave an update on things. Tatum said it doesn't mean I'm coming back or not. So that was there. I wanted to mention this. Christian Gonzalez had an excellent postseason. And he was graded number 2 overall from the Super Bowl. Gonzalez was one of the few Patriot bright spots in Super Bowl 60. He was the only defender to have a grade above 80. He was an 86.8. He was targeted 5 times, allowed 1 catch for 16 yards. He broke up 3 passes. He held Sam Darnold to a 40.4 NFL passer rating when targeted. Gonzalez, again, 86.8 PFF overall grade for the playoffs. He was the 3rd best corner in coverage. He surrendered 11 catches on 30 targets for 141 yards. A chunk of that came from a 52-yard pass to Marvin Mims in the AFC Championship game, yet he only allowed 4.7 receiving yards per target. Wow. Gonzalez forced 7 incompletions, which was number 1 at a rate of 23%. He had an interception. He made 14 tackles in coverage, had 4 stops, and generated the 4th lowest NFL passer rating when targeted at 38.3. They have to pay him right away. They can't let him go. The Patriots can't have their best player from the Super Bowl not have an extension right out of the gate. And just to be clear, they don't have to extend him. He's not a free agent. But do it now, because if you wait, the price is only going up. Oh, by the way, swing and miss takes, guys. Is Christian Gonzalez injury prone?
Yeah, that one didn't pan out too well.
Swing and miss.
Best player on the field.
He was, right? Him and I think outside of Drake May, I think Christian Gonzalez and Milton Williams are their two best players. Would you agree?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a third.
Marcus Jones.
Oh, he's good. But when Christian Gonzalez and Milton Williams are on the field this year, I think they won 12 games plus all the playoff games besides the Super Bowl. They got to pay him. Dude, I think he's going to make $30 million a year. Would he take less? Or would he take
No.
Forget about
Don't even offer him less.
No, what I'm saying is
don't offer him less.
Just offer him the Surtain deal.
More.
Or Singletary.
More.
So, okay. I won't forget this. I remember who said it. But one of the big things the Patriots and Mike Vrabel were big on this year, and I think they said even Stretch, was paying guys. They said it was very important to pay guys who are at the top of their position. And Milton Williams was that guy. Christian Gonzalez deserves that. He does. He was awesome. The quotes today from Christian Gonzalez said he'll let his agent handle the talk about his contract. Quote, "This is where I got drafted. I don't want to be anywhere else." So right now he's projected to sign a 4-year extension, estimated around 130 to 160 million. That would be somewhere between 32 and 40 million annually. That's a lot of money. But premier all-pro cornerbacks make 32 plus. 4-year extension. So now what I would love is, can you get him at that one more year at the base money? Give him the upfront money. Like give him 130 million, but 100 of it guaranteed, and try to get that extra year. I would do it now though, if I were them. The other defensive back I wanted to give some credit to was Woodson. I think they really hit on him, the safety. He's been really good. And to find a guy like that in the 4th round to be a long-term safety, huge hit for the Patriots. 617-779-0985. Ben in Nashua. Ben.
Hello, Joe. It's the Big Ben Beef Boski. How you doing tonight?
How's it going tonight?
Not too bad. Just seeing if we're going to watch the WWF St. Valentine's Day Massacre on Netflix. 1999. We got Gold Dust versus the Blue Dust.
Well, what else happened? Was Test in that?
We got Test versus Viscera, Billy Gunn versus Tiger Alias Singh, Al Snow, Bob Holly, very good. Big Boss Man, Midian, Owen Hart, R.I.P., Jeff Jarrett versus D'Lo and Mark Henry, me versus Ken Shamrock, Kane and China, R.I.P. versus Triple H and X-Pac, and double main event, Mankind, Rock, Stone Cold, and Mr. McMahon.
God. Wow. I don't think I will rewatch that.
All right.
But I remember it, though.
Pretty good.
Rock versus Mankind.
Very good match. Check it out.
Was that in your house, or was that Valentine's Day Massacre? What was that?
Yeah, that was Valentine's Day Massacre. Ironically, Netflix has a bunch of pay-per-views now, so came across that last night.
I'm trying to think. What was Austin McMahon? Right? I can't remember that. So there was a steel cage, right? Stone Cold Austin McMahon?
Yeah, steel cage, McMahon wouldn't let him in, same thing, but it's a pretty good match considering McMahon wasn't a wrestler, so kind of give him respect for that.
He was jacked, huh?
So jacked.
He also had great song. No chance. That's what you got.
That's what you got. I mean, same with his son Shane. So they know what they're doing.
Oh, Shane had a good song too.
Money, money, money,
Here
money.
comes the money. All right, Ben. How you doing? All right?
Doing good.
Getting over the Super Bowl?
Yeah, it's tough, but you know what? I respect the Seahawks. So, and are you a fan of Adam Ray, the comedian?
Adam Wright?
Ray.
Adam Ray. I mean, I have to look him up. I'll have to.
Check him out.
Adam Ray. Do you know him, Skaz?
I do not.
Images.
He's-
I've seen
he's
this
a-
guy. Yeah, I've seen him.
He does the Dr. Phil. Big Seahawks fan. So.
Oh yeah.
I've seen that. I didn't know
Yeah, I've
his
seen
name.
that. Yeah, that nailed it right there.
Yeah.
He was on Arrested Development. I didn't know that.
He was on an episode of Workaholics too. I
Workaholics.
realized.
He was on Young Rock. He was on the new Young Rock too.
I don't know why they canceled that show.
Well, they got rid of The Rock's daughter too.
True.
Well, you know what you can always do this Valentine's Day for your own massacre?
Let's hear it.
You can eat a beef. Thanks, Ben. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll wait in the line at Modern Butcher. Maybe the line won't be long that day. Last week on Channel 5, Skaz, at this time, Chronicle or whoever it was doing this documentary on North Shore Foods. And they show Modern Butcher, and the guy's wearing a Kowloon shirt, which I thought was awesome. But every Saturday at Modern Butcher, they do a North Shore roast beef, but they only do it on Saturdays. Well, I think Valentine's Day is next week, right? So, this Saturday, I got nothing going on. I'm just going to pop over to Modern Butcher. Maybe I'll get myself a beef. That would be a nice little massacre. What's Don and Carver doing on Valentine's Day?
Lost my money, lost my honey. I can't be happy. I'm gonna get funny. Good time, Charlie. Back in town again. Joe just got back from Kokomo. Went to Buffalo to see the vaudeville show. Hey, Joe. Will. I got a funny feeling about this guy, Campbell, that he might have been empowered all the way up the chain. And when he hit the NFL, the Peter Principle came into being. And I don't know if he has the temperament to get himself in NFL shape. I'm worried about this kid and personality-wise, and I hope I'm wrong.
You know what? The only thing I disagree on, I don't know him, okay? But he's like a Bayou Bucko. You know what I'm saying? He's like one of those kids from that area. Like those kids from New Orleans, man, they love football. I think he needs to eat some more gumbo. I think he needs some jambalaya in his life.
Okay.
And there's something about
I'll endorse that. Anything that'll make him.
Don, he's unorthodox. He's unorthodox as far as what you and I know as a tackle, right? He's not undersized. He's just not as long. I think
the upper body doesn't match the lower body, man.
It doesn't. He's fat bottom girls make the world go round. He don't make the line go round. I can tell you that much. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. I just got doctor's things from my doctor that tell me everything's coming out good. And I'm ready to party, baby.
That's good news. I saw your kid again at the card show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's
he missed out on the Drake May card. It went for like 25.50. He was going to go to 27.
Wow.
He got his Raytheon bonus, and he was all set to get that card. And he partied hardy the night before the Super Bowl, and he lost out. The time when it went off, he was partying, and it went off for less than what he was going to buy it for. So he's very bummed about that. He wants a really solid, really good Drake May card.
Well, I got a couple under 500, but he's looking for the creme de la creme.
Yeah, but hey, you never know. I mean, he took it on the chin on that one. He felt real bad about that. But then the next day, he just he saved himself some dough.
That's right. All right, Don.
Hello, Joe. What do you know? Bye, Joe.
Glad to hear you doing well, buddy. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Don and Cava. On the other side here, we all play hurt, right? Sometimes on the air, Skaz, you and I, we play hurt. I know you played hurt for a while.
Yeah.
I can, if I'm here, I'm playing hurt. Sometimes an ankle thing, foot thing, whatever. Back every once in a while. Sometimes the voice isn't there. But, there's just some legends who've been doing it forever. We'll let you hear from one coming up here on the other side. I'm Joe Murray, 90 at Found the Sports Hub.
You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5. You're listening to Joe Murray on 90.
quick, smelly.
It's Joe Murray on the Sports Hub.
November before Thanksgiving in 2017, and I walked in there in the off season and did an hour show with the freaking high heat, sick as a freaking dog, and then walked in here and did a monologue, and I said, I can't take it. I'm so sick I gotta leave. And I took the train home. And 3 days later, I was in the freaking Stanford hospital, and the doctor said, how the hell did you survive this? And then I sat there on a Tuesday night. He sat there and operated on me for 3 hours to get an appendix out. A ruptured one. Twist boots out. And Jared Jackson can't play in the fourth quarter in a game in February, making $50 million a year. I mean, this is absurd.
And the title says, this is why I can't take the NBA seriously. Try hosting with appendicitis, then tell me about load management.
And I took the train home.
This guy's so good.
The best.
You know what's so funny is I missed the beginning of the Mad Dog and Mike experience. Like I've been doing radio for 18 years. What's 07? 27. Wow, I guess almost 19 years.
19 years.
Wow, in May. Wow. Holy smokes. Anyways, I missed the whole Mike and the Mad Dog but imagine being in New York listening to those two guys.
Sick as a freaking dog.
Well, Mike, I can only imagine the two of them together. Appendicitis. Well, he is right. Dude makes $50 million a year and can't play in the fourth quarter, but he somehow hosted a show on high heat with appendicitis, and the doctor was like, "How'd you do it?"
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a much bigger story than that. What happened in Utah the other night? It's worse. It's much worse than that. Leading in that game, they benched Jaren Jackson Jr. and Lauri Markkanen both for the entire fourth quarter, so they could lose that game. A really bad look for the NBA and the tanking and all that. And teams get screwed in tanking every single year, so not sure exactly what Danny's doing there. I know this draft is absolutely loaded, so you want as many swings as you can get, but tough to kind of explain that one away. I'll be interested to see what the NBA has to say about that one, because that was as blatant as it's ever been the other night. Your two best players who were playing well, you're leading the game, and you bench them both completely healthy in the fourth quarter. That's going to raise some red flags there. So I'm Team Mad Dog in this one. No, I don't want my appendix to burst either. No, thank you.
He's the one who does the edibles, right?
Yes, one of my favorite Mad Dog clips of all time, yes. And they asked him what he's going to do on the weekend. He's going to go home and do some edibles.
I bet you bet the game. I bet you he bet the game. I mean, there's Willis Reed, right? There's Willis Reed. There's, some other greats out of New York. Lou Gehrig, some greats. A Mad Dog hosting a show with appendicitis. It's just, it's legendary, man. I mean, LeBron's got nothing on Mad Dog.
No, talking about load management. No such thing for Mad Dog.
Remember when LeBron and Stephen A. got into it?
Which time?
Well, recently, right?
They don't like each other, I believe.
Man, do you think the guys who were at Radio Row are ever going to recap some of the conversations that they had ever again, or was it just lost in that moment? Because Stephen A. and Felger, and listen, I don't want Mike Felger to go national. I think he could if he wants to. I'm just saying he's so good at winding all of us up, think about it. We work with Felger and he winds us up. You know what I mean? He knows how to push the buttons to us. So just imagine what it's like for everybody else. But a Felger Stephen A. Prime time.
I think they already did that.
I'm talking like a what's the show Wilbon does? What's that show called?
PTI?
Like a Felger and Stephen A. PTI show.
And it's a lot of money right there, Joe. While we're on the topic, would you like to hear Chris Mad Dog Russo pronounce Bad Bunny?
Oh, please, give me the Benito, please.
You do not belong in the game. And that game was, again, unless you bet all sorts of props, read Chris Russo. I don't know how you stuck with it. And I am not talking about Bugs Bunny at the half either, as I could care less.
What are you
with
saying?
it. And I am not talking about Bugs Bunny at the half either, as I.
Bugs Bunny.
Chris Russo, I don't know how you stuck with it. And I am not talking about Bugs Bunny at the half either.
Well, guys, for those people that are out there who we live in facts, right? Do you know that more people watched Bad Bunny at halftime than people who watched the game itself?
It's a smart decision by those people, I would say.
But like
much more entertaining.
For as controversial as it was,
I mean,
to us it was no controversy.
No controversy. I can't imagine getting worked up about a concert at a football game.
I've had to we had to block people in our chat tonight trying to be ignorant about things, but no, that's just facts. I'm not saying it to piss anybody off or upset the apple cart.
No, all those stunning Latinas really bothered me, Joe. That was tough to watch. Tough for me to sit through.
But like more people popped on the halftime show than watched the game?
Yeah, I think that's
common?
I don't know common, but the game stunk. I'm sure people tuned out late in the game. Like, I'm not surprised by that.
I mean, it was 12-0 at half.
12-0. Real barn burner.
But Bad Bunny comes out there and it's like
you got John Hamm.
You got 5 million more people turned the TV on.
Ricky Martin.
That's true. I thought they were going to drop some Despacito in there when they brought that guy out.
We got a little hint of Gasolina at one point, too.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought that was going to happen.
Lady Gaga.
Big Lady Gaga fan. Abracadabra, Joe.
Abracadabra. Maybe next year I need to pay attention to that. And yeah, the ratings were lower this year. I wonder if Fox, NBC, do you think it had anything to do with it? And I think star power is real. Like last year, Patrick Mahomes is star power. Maybe it was
the Eagles, like a big
maybe
game.
it was the Taylor. I mean, I'm just saying, the Travis Kelce Taylor was there, right?
She was there.
I mean,
Taylor this year.
Did that bump it up like the 3? I mean, if Bad Bunny's getting you 5 million more, Taylor had to at least give you 3 to 5. I mean, it was a 3 million viewer difference. That could be the Taylor Swift effect. It really could be. Who did the halftime last year? I actually don't even remember.
It was Kendrick, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it was Kendrick Lamar. And that was controversial because of the dancing. And Serena Williams was there, if you remember that. Yeah, I guess I know what it was this year I worked the game. Last year I did an event and then did the game. As I was thinking about this, I was wondering if this would be like a talking point for the show. But if you were to rank today the top 6 teams in the AFC for next year, are the Patriots in that?
The top half of the AFC?
So let's just say, let's say you go seeds 1 through 6. Entering next year, who would you say is the best team? Buffalo? Denver?
I'd like to see the Chiefs offseason.
Chargers? Chiefs?
No, not the Chargers.
But, I mean, they're back-to-back playoff teams 2 years in a row.
I mean, the Jags were a very good team this year.
I'm just saying, are the Patriots...
They're right there.
They're there?
They're there. You got a quarterback and a coach. That's more than half the battle.
Baltimore? Pittsburgh?
See what they look like. Mike McCarthy.
But if you're like a team in the AFC, right? Why not you? Why not Pittsburgh with Aaron Rodgers coming back and Mike McCarthy? I don't like it, but
because it's Mike Rodgers. It's Mike McCarthy. Mike Rodgers. Literally,
it is Mike Rodgers.
It's Mike Rodgers.
But the Chiefs is interesting, right? I mean, Buffalo. It's Josh Allen's team now. They have to get better. They have to. The Jags could be better. I think the AFC is wide open, just like the NBA Eastern Conference is wide open. By the way, I'm watching college basketball right now. It's Pitt versus Duke. It's two former Duke players as coaches. Was John Shire and Jeff Capel. Man, you could just watching college basketball is like watching wrestling. You could just pop it on and you know everybody that like the coaches, where they went to school, the storyline. The other night I'm watching Patino beat somebody and I look up and it's who was it? The other day it was Michigan State. Hell of a game. Michigan pounded them. Purdue beat Nebraska in overtime 80-77, Skez.
2-0.
Good night for you.
Got to start somewhere, Joe.
We going Hauser first basket tomorrow night or what?
First three is usually what we do there. First three. It's been good.
Do you mind if we take a look at the Rafael Devers trade?
Oh, whoa. What a twist, Joe. Some Sox talk from Ness and Joe.
That's right.
There we go. Caleb Durdenton.
You know who he was?
No idea.
The only reason why I know who he is, it's not, trust me, I'm not trying to flex that I know baseball.
Well, you're Ness and Joe. You got to.
That's true. Now I have to. But do you know why I remember him? Because we were here, and he hit a sac fly to win the game.
Oh, those dreaded sac flies.
But we were here, and Rafaela got the ball in the outfield, threw it home, and the guy was safe. But it was Mr. Durbin? Bert Durbin? Why am I forgetting his name now? Burden?
Caleb Durbin, I think.
Roger Dorn.
Yeah.
But yes, he had a walk-off versus the Red Sox last. That's the only reason why I know the guy's name. And he finished third in the Rookie of the Year. And yet the Brewers traded him.
That's usually a good sign.
Why?
When a team like the Brewers looks at young, not highly paid talent and says, well, we're good. You guys have them.
Yeah. Let's look at that Devers trade after the headline here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Pitchers and catchers, everybody. They throw, they catch, they warm up. They all met today at Fort Myers. The rest of the team will be there on Sunday. Jason Tatum practiced with the Maine Celtics 5-on-5. Says he's still not sure what's going on. And you know what, Jason, I'll be honest with you, none of us really know what's going on anymore. Headlines, they are brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com. You'll save 15% off your next drive through oil change. Valvoline Instant Oil Change, the official oil change of busy people. I'm Joe Murray.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub.
All right, back here on 98.5 The Sports Up. Final segment here. Tomorrow night, we go 6 to 7. And then the Celtics play the Bulls tomorrow night. Triple D Dawson will be in. Do you think that Triple D is going to work with him? Is Dawson?
Diners, drive-ins, and Dawson.
Yeah, well, what is Dawson
DeBerry?
DeBerry.
Yep.
I don't know what his middle name is.
Not
David?
yet.
David.
Derek. Yeah, I don't know.
Whatever. But he's triple. But he had a Triple D on his cup.
Yeah, I was calling him Double D's earlier, but Triple D's I think is better.
Yeah, because Double D will remind me of Double Deuce. I've told you the story of
Yeah.
my friend, what we called Double Deuce. And then the bouncer, I'll share it quickly. This was back in our 20s when we were debaucherous, but a friend of mine would not wear a belt. He would wear a string as his belt. And one night, a bouncer at one of the bars goes, "Hey, man, you got to get your friend out of here, and I'm not doing it." And we're like, "What?" And he goes, "He's in the bathroom." And I knew I knew, man.
I mean, talk about a situation you don't want to be in where a bouncer's telling you your friend in the bathroom needs to leave, and I'm not laying a finger on him.
And I knew it because I've done it before, and the other guys I was with knew too. And I did it the first time.
What do you mean, Joe?
He double-deuced. He basically passed out, taking a dump, and threw up all over himself.
I mean, that's
double-deuce.
That's more than 3 strikes, you're out, Joe. That's the golden sombrero.
The first time it happened, it was at Felt, which doesn't exist anymore. It was in the theater district.
Is that a pool bar there? Or a pool hall?
It had a lot of couches. Is what I
okay.
I had a. I'm not. Well, I probably shouldn't share this, but there was another Boston media personality who I don't know if he's still here. That's very tall, taller than me, and I had to carry him out one night too.
Okay.
I can tell you that one later. But anyways, the point of my story was the double deuce happened, and I already did my penance.
I'm leaving him. If that's, I don't know, man.
So my buddies had to go get him. And the biggest issue was getting that string back on his pants. Anyways, Triple D.
So many things wrong with that story.
We got him home. I actually think we might have had like a stretched Hummer limo for someone's birthday that night. And we stuffed him in there.
I would not want to see the inside of that thing.
20s, I don't remember much. I'm being dead serious. I don't remember much. Where are we going with that? Oh, yeah. So tomorrow night we'll have Dawson. And then Street Team Joe back from Houston.
Yeah, boots on the ground.
He went to Houston to the Celtics-Rockets game. He watched Ron Harper Jr. go off.
Watched Baylor Shireman start.
And, he's been shaking in his boots regarding Jason Tatum. Because I believe he called Jason Tatum a liar, if I recall.
Strong.
But he could be vindicated. You never know. He could be.
I lean no in that case.
Well, right now it's he's doing all right, but he's shaking in his boots. So he'll join us Thursday, Friday for full shows, and then I believe next week all full shows.
I believe next Thursday the Celtics play the Warriors,
Okay.
so we will be 3.5 hours.
Okay, so basically
a full show.
Oh, so next week will be a 9:30 exit.
Yes, I believe so.
Got it.
So next week we may turn the page to some soccer next week as well, Joe. We're getting closer to the New England Revolution season. Our good friends over at the Revs, a new coach, some new players. Maybe the Revs turn around this
Maybe a
year.
new kit?
A new kit on the way. Yes, Joe. Very good looking kit as well. So yeah, hopefully the Revs can give us something to talk about because it was not a good one last year.
Well, we got Messi. This year you'll get that race to 26.
You're going to have World Cup?
Yeah, is it France and Brazil?
Sounds
who's
right.
playing? Yeah, France and Brazil are playing coming up. And then, the World Cup's going to be legit, guys. I mean, that's, I'm not going because of the price of the tickets, and I don't want to ask anybody for World Cup tickets because they're stupid money. I mean, this is the World Cup. It's the best form of soccer we'll ever see. I'm excited for the World Cup, to be honest with you. So the Olympics have started. Do you have that feel yet? Because I know that our
hockey starts Thursday, I think, for the United States. So that's when I'll really be locking in.
Our injection buddies have already lifted off.
The penis boys, yeah, they're flying left and right. Those things.
Do you think Felger knows about the penis boys? Because all that penis talk was
his favorite word to say on the radio. So I would hope he knows about the penis boys. Guys who are shooting sulfuric acid or something into their junk.
If Michael Hawley is listening, they do that heat check thing at the end.
Yeah, check on the long the ski jumpers there.
So if you're listening, Michael Hawley, please inform Mike Felger about the penis jumpers.
Seems to have a fixation.
Yeah, and again, I've watched the Bad Bunny performance like 3 times on my phone. It's just a lot of booty shaking.
Yeah, I didn't
booty
notice.
Everywhere.
I didnn't notice what Mike was noticing.
I did not notice that either.
No.
I keep watching it, and I'm like,
maybe a him issue. That was certainly, Cardi B, Jessica Alba had my attention.
Oh God. All right. So what else do we have here? I got the old rundown.
Let's take a peek.
We did the Tatum. We don't have to worry about the Pats draft picks. We can do that tomorrow.
No, I think we got plenty of time for draft talk, Joe.
The Celtics are dangerous. We can do that tomorrow. The Patriots 2026 schedule. I guess we can do that one tomorrow, right?
Gonna be tough.
How about Kyle Harrison traded from the Red Sox? He is going to Milwaukee in the new Durbin trade that just happened. So there is only one player remaining from the Rafael Devers trade, a young minor leaguer, that I have no clue about.
Oh, that's good.
So Kyle Harrison was the main piece acquired in the Rafael Devers trade. He was traded along with David Hamilton. Remember him?
Yes, fast.
Yep, and Shane Drohan. He was a projected 40-man roster starter for Durbin. And then there's a couple other guys coming. The Red Sox also traded Jordan Hicks. Remember that guy?
Oh, what a bum. That guy sucked.
He did. I wanted him out of my face.
He threw the ass, Joe.
Yeah, there's gas and then there's ass. He threw the past gas and ass of the gas. He sucked. The White Sox got him in a salary dump. They had to give $8 million to get rid of him. So you have Kyle Harrison, part of that Devers trade, right? We just talked about Jordan Hicks. The other guy in that trade, James Tibbs III. He was traded for who?
The big stiff from the Dodgers, right?
There you go, Dustin May.
Oh, yeah. Dustin may throw a strike.
He may. So they got rid of Hicks, Tibbs, and Harrison.
Woof, woof, and woof.
They have one player from the Devers trade in return, a young pitching prospect named Jose Bello. Bello.
So it's no relation to Brian?
I have no clue.
So Rafael Devers, Alex Bregman out, Caleb Durbin in. That seems good. The same amount of power there. Same run production, I'm sure, offensively. Guy batted .256 last year. He's been on 4 teams, and he's 25 years old. That's usually a good sign. You're on your 4th team at 25. I think that's a ringing endorsement of how those organizations felt about him.
I'm going to say, Skaz, that's probably not good.
You don't think a 25-year-old corner infielder who's on his 4th team you think that's a bad sign?
Well, Ness and Joe will tell you that they still have time to find additional pieces and make moves.
Do they, though, Joe? I mean, pitchers and catchers report when?
Today.
When?
They already did.
Yeah, tomorrow,
today,
right?
No, today. I think today was the first day.
A couple guys showed up today.
A guy, what's his name?
Whitlock.
Garrett Crochet.
Oh, Crochet, new slider, splitter, I heard, or something like that. Yeah.
Splitter. So, again.
Is that going to help him score runs?
Well, can he hit this year? Are they going to have any?
Yeah, let's have, Crochet. Yeah, that's what we need. Let's have him running the bases.
Josh Beckett used to be able to hit.
Yeah, Lester, there you go.
Hideo Nomo could hit. Who else could hit for the Red Sox?
Matt Clement.
David Price. Matt Clement could hit.
I don't know. I felt like a guy that could swing the bat once before he got hurt. I was always a Victor Zambrano guy.
Oh, he got that guy
rake.
smashed. Yeah, he was very good at hitting. Remember who's the guy that played for the
Baumgartner?
Yeah, Madison Baumgartner.
He was good.
He was probably one of the best at. They're gonna need some power somewhere. I don't know where it's gonna come from. I'm not even gonna when
is Ness and Joe gonna tell us that Tristan Cassis is gonna have 30 home runs this year?
Well, I told you that according to ZIPS, whatever that is.
Oh, Zips.
It's a site that tells you how many home runs each player will hit.
Oh, well, that's how I want to build my lineup.
So just on the Devers trade, I'll give you those numbers in a second. So for Kyle Harrison, they got Caleb Durbin. For James Tibbs, they got 2 months of Dustin May. For Jordan Hicks, they dumped $8 million along with David Sandlin, a pitcher, and Gage Zeal. Don't know who that is.
It's a good name.
Jose Bayo, still here. And all the money that they saved, they signed Ranger Suarez.
It all comes back.
18 home runs. Zips is the highest home run hitter. We'll have more tomorrow night, everybody.